days one.
Is that how long we did that one time? I thought it was like 2.
I think it was like actually 4. I guess because we didn't stream that much. We didn't stream that much.
You might have, but I remember because this thing's kind of heavy, so I kind of thought the batteries were kind of big and the speakers definitely don't feel like they're that heavy.
Fine thing. When life gets so dull, a guy's got to get his pants pressed just for some excitement. Oh, well, I guess we can use the rain.
What rain?
The rain that always rains when I get my pants pressed. Or the car washed. That's why. Hey, look who's coming.
Oh, for goodness sake, it's Wallace Wimple. Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp, old man.
Hello, folks.
Going to the public library, Mr. Wimple? I see you have a book under your arm.
Oh, this is just my bird book, Mrs. McGee.
Your what, Wimp?
My bird book. I'm president of the Wistful District Bird Watchers and Bee Banders, you know.
What on earth are bee banders?
Well, we catch a bee and put a little teensy-weensy band around one of his legs and then let him go. That way we can study how far they travel, how many trips they make, and all that sort of thing.
Interesting.
I banded a dandy big bumblebee yesterday. And you know where he went?
Where'd you go, Wimp?
Down the back of my collar. But today I'm out bird watching. We had a report that there are some Alabama finches, some northern snipe, and some green-tufted ruffs just east of town.
They pretty hard to find, are they, Mr. Wimple?
Well, the finch is a finch and the snipe is a kite, but the ruff is really tough. Well, I've got to be getting along, folks. I'm on my way to meet Sweetie Thicket.
You mean?
Yes, my big old wife. I'm meeting her under the big clock on the department store corner at 2:15.
2:15, heavenly days, it's 2:45 now.
I know, but there's a rumor going around that big clock is going to fall down one of these days. So I always let you know who get there first.
Yeah.
Well, so long.
Well, come on in the pressing shop, Molly. Let's get my pants pressed and then look around for a little excitement.
Hello, Mr. Threadbomb.
Hi, Threadbomb.
Hello, Mr. McGee. Hello, McGee. When are you going to let me make your suit?
Threadbomb, you can start making me a suit on the day that Dewey votes for Truman. And as long as you'll have a long time to wait for that, I'm going to let you put a crease in these pants.
You think you can get any shape into those pants just during one administration?
I can try, Mr. McGee. Take them off in the booth, McGee. Behind those curtains. Have a chair, Mr. McGee.
No, thank you. I'll just stand here by the window.
Well, here's the pants, Threadbomb. Press them so you can't see the apples underneath. Hey! Hey, what's that music, Molly?
Oh, McGee, it's a parade. Look, Mr. Threadbomb.
A parade? Oh, I love parades. Watch the shot, McGee. I want to see the parade.
Oh, I knew if I came downtown I'd find some excitement. Boy, hand me my pants, Molly. Let's go see the parade.
Well, I can't, dearie. Mr. Threadbomb took them with him when he left. He had them over his arm.
What? He had them over his arm? Well, of all the church. Well, if that wasn't a silly thing to do, now I can't see the parade. Who's in it?
Well, there goes the governor's car.
Yeah?
Yes. The ROTC. Oh, there's a painful sight.
What's that?
The Dental Society drill team.
Ooh.
Yes, and there's There's the 4th Ward Checker, Chowder, and Marching Club. And the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of older men with cauliflower ears carrying a banner.
Cauliflower ears? What's the banner say?
Veterans of the Boxer Rebellion.
Dad's rat. Where's that guy with my pants? Just when there's some excitement around here, I get caught with my... I wonder where he went with them.
Well, he's probably watching the parade because...
Hello, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. What's new?
What do you mean, what's new? Haven't you heard?
Heard what, Mr. Wilcox?
There's a new glow in Glow Coat. A glow that's longer lasting. A glow that protects the beauty of your linoleum better than ever before. Why, with the new Glow Coat...
Oh, Junior. Whoa, just a minute, boy.
What's the matter?
Look, anxious lad. You've had all summer to think up a subtle, delicate approach to the subject, and what do? You come blooping in here and start beating us over the head with salesmanship.
Can't you be a little more subtle, Mr. Wilcox? Can't you try a little more delicate approach?
Well, I could, but I don't see why I should, Molly. Suppose your millionaire uncle died and left you everything. Would you want to be told quick or have it slip up on you? No, sir. Good news should be passed on right away and loud. So that's why I say you'll like this new self-polishing floor wax better. There's a new glow in Glow Coat that gives a shine that a damp cloth doesn't disturb, that shines as it dries in 20 minutes or less, has a sparkling finish that...
What's the matter? What are you staring at me for?
Seeing you standing there like that just reminded me of something, pal. I left my wife sitting in the Bijou Theater.
What is there about me that reminded you of that?
Those Technicolor shorts you're wearing.
Technicolor shorts. He should talk about my shorts. Did you ever see the shorts he wears with the red ants printed all? No, naturally you haven't. Hey, is the parade over?
No, there's still one elephant coming along. No, it isn't either. It's Dr. Gamble.
Hello, Molly.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello, McGee.
Hi, Doc. How did you know I was in here?
I saw your blue serge pants down near Oak Street over Threadbaum's arm.
How did you know they were McGee's, Doctor?
Some woman was using them as a mirror to powder a nose. Nobody but Super Mug here wears pants with such a lovely gloss. Probably the Glow Coat influence.
Look, cylinder head. I ain't in any mood to be twisted. I come in here to get my trousers pressed, and the minute I get them off, down the street comes a big parade, and I can't even go to the window.
Well, I'm glad somebody's found a way to keep you off the streets. Say, I haven't seen you people much this summer.
No. It was a very pleasant summer.
Thank you.
Hey, do me a favor, will you, witch doctor? Run down the street and find Threadbaum and drag him back here so I can put my pants on again and get out of this stuffy cubby hole.
Why, certainly. I've got to get back to my office anyway. It's getting late.
My goodness, that's a beautiful wristwatch you have there, Doctor.
Thank you. I just bought it. The genuine 17-jewel Grunova.
A genuine Grunova? And you bought it?
Well, why not?
My gosh, I never knew they sold them things. I thought they just gave them away on radio programs.
Well, nice to see you, Doctor. You've got to hurry on?
Yes, I have an appointment in 10 minutes. Peculiar case. Actress. Can't stop jerking and wiggling, and her skin is beginning to get a sort of herringbone pattern on it.
Wow, that sounds serious. What's the treatment, Doc?
Well, I'm going to order her to get off television and back into radio. Good day.
And here are the King's Men.
There once was a mad arranger, a music-happy guy. And when he'd orchestrate a song for weird effects he tried, when he felt especially moody, he'd sit down and write a tune for the piccolo and harp. 6 typewriters, 1 zither, and a leaky balloon. He turned out his mad arrangements, got famous overnight. There seemed to be no limit to his wild orchestral flight. He arranged the anvil chorus and a solo for bassoon with a piccolo and harp, 6 typewriters, a zither, and a leaky balloon. When Paganini heard of him, he called him an idle bird brain. So the guy few for lawnmowers, DVC, and the window pane. But one day St. Peter called him. He scored his final song and started up the golden stair to join the angel throng. At the pearly gates they met him, and the choir gave forth a tune. With a piccolo and harp, 6 typewriters, a zither and a leaky balloon. A piccolo and harp, a zither and a leaky balloon. And that's the end of his
This is a fine state of how do you do. Me trapped in here with no britches and the whole town full of excitement. I'll give Threadbound just 2 minutes to get back here with my pants.
Then what will you do?
Well, I don't know. I might even sue him. What could I sue him for? Promise of breaches? Don't you get it, Molly? Promise of breaches? Breaches promise?
It ain't funny, McGee.
Oh, thanks. That's the best I could do in my shorts.
Heavenly day!
My gosh, what was that?
A streetcar crashed into an egg truck and knocked it through the window of Kramer's drugstore and sheared off a hydrant, and water is squirting 50 feet in the air, and the motorman and the truck driver are hitting each other, and the policemen are trying to separate them, and the gutter's full of broken eggs. Why did you ask?
Why did I ask, she says. This town has had more excitement in the last hour than it's seen for 40 years, and me trapped in here with no pants. Oh, the dumb luck. Why couldn't you...
Oh, my goodness, it's Mayor Latrivia. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Latriv, old man.
Hello, Molly. Hello, McGee. Say, why are you sticking your unhappy-looking face out through those curtains? You hiding from somebody?
He's hiding from everybody till he gets his trousers back.
Oh, getting a fitting, are you, McGee? Well, that should dispel some of the caustic criticism so accurately aimed at your sartorial ineptitude.
That's mighty fancy language, Latriv. You an Oxford man?
Yes, I am, McGee. I've tried wearing high shoes, but they hurt my ankles.
We came down to get McGee's trousers pressed, but Mr. Threadbaum ran off with them over his arm when the parade started.
Yeah, and I've been sitting here ever since, hot under the collar and cold under the shorts.
Say, Mr. Mayor, I'm surprised you weren't in the parade.
Well, it was for an opponent of mine, Mrs. McGee, a man I heartily dislike personally and politically.
You going to give you any competition for election, Latriv?
No, I think not. I've done a little research into his private life, and believe me, I cooked his goose for him.
Well, I think that was a mighty generous gesture, Mr. Mayor. Mighty neighborly.
I beg your
That's
pardon.
why we like you, Latriv. Any type guy that no matter how bitter his campaign is, he can stop in the middle of it long enough to go over to the other guy's house and cook him a goose. That's the type guy.
Mine too, dearie.
I don't think you quite
You got a
understand.
special recipe for roast goose, Latriv? The reason I asked, we got one that's been in the family for 4 generations.
A goose?
Oh, no. A recipe. You see, Latriv, you take a hen goose and you marionette it into dandelion wine for 6 days, and then you toss it.
Please. McGee, just a minute. I didn't mean I actually went to the man's house and cooked the goose for him. I was merely
Oh,
using
you
it...
had the man over to your house.
Oh, that was even sweller. Yes, sir, that's the true American spirit. That's democracy at work. I claim that any time guy...
No, McGee. No, let's get this straight. Huh? I did not actually roast the goose for anyone. Oh, I simply
Really, you
used the...
fried it, McGee. Personally, I never heard of fried goose, but I'm open-minded about it.
Me too. What's your recipe for fried goose, Latriv?
I've never fried a goose, McGee, nor roasted one either.
Oh.
Can't you get it through your head that I... Look, this was not really a culinary operation. I was not referring to the actual cooking of an ordinary goose.
I merely
Oh,
meant...
maybe it was a wild goose he cooked. Personally, I find them a little gamey, myself.
Not if you use my family recipe, you don't. You take a wild hen goose, marionette it 6 days in dandelion wine.
I don't want a marionette.
Good, good.
Cook an antelope. Alive. No. Nobody said anything about wanging a hen into giving him anything. You know the losing? When I said I manned the cook's goose, you're trying to cook my words. You're trying to marionette my dandelion. I didn't say anything to do. You were the one. I didn't wait. It was...
McGee?
Yes, boy.
When it comes to character, I consider myself somewhat of a critic. And when I tell you...
Of a what, Mr. Mayor?
Critic, Molly. Critic. One of them insects that rubs its hind legs together. Can you do that, Latrivia? My gosh, I don't know how you ever lose an election with a talent like that. Any guy that can rub his hind legs together and screech it. Did he leave, Molly? Must have just remembered an appointment. Hey, look out the door and see if Fred Bomb is coming.
Oh, no.
Now that I missed all the excitement, I might as well get my pants and go home.
Well, I can see him from here, dearie. He's running down the street.
This way?
No, the other way.
The other way? What for? What's he running?
Oh, to chop the lamb off?
Heavenly Keys. There's a fire someplace.
Fire? Well, of all the dirty tricks. That's
I just want to cut to the rest of it and stop him.
McGee, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot all about you sitting here without any trousers. But there was so much excitement, I never thought of you. I'll press him right away.
Hand him here, Fred Bomb.
You mean you...
Hand him here before I mangle you. You kept me trapped in here while there was parades, fires, accidents, and street brawls. And hereafter, I take my business elsewhere. I and you are washed up, Fred Bomb.
You mean somebody else is going to give out 40 cents every 3 months?
Well, just the same, you were pretty inconsiderate, Mr. Threadbomb.
I know. I'm very sorry.
Okay, Fred Bear. Look at it. Come, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, heavenly days. Will you look at that? They've cleaned up the mess in front of Kramer's drugstore, and you'd never know a thing happened.
There ain't even any confetti. Sure, there's been a parade. Boy, if I don't miss out on everything. It's a miracle the way nothing ever happens around me.
Well, let's go home, dearie, and read about it in the paper.
Yeah, okay, kiddo. Get in. All right.
Just a minute there, mister. Is this your car?
Yes, it is, officer. Something wrong?
Lady, you got a gift for understatement.
What are you talking about? I ain't even been driving this car for an hour and a half. I've been sitting in the tailor shop there getting my pants set.
Yeah. While you were in there, we had a fire, and this car right in front of a fire hydrant. Also in a no parking block. Also on a published and posted parade route. Also, it's leaking oil, and an egg truck skidded on it and crashed into a streetcar, and a police officer on a motorcycle rushing to the scene also skidded and broke a leg. Mister, you're guilty of enough infractions to get 99 years.
I am, huh? Oh, boy, ain't that wonderful, Molly? I finally stirred up some excitement in this town. Well, give me the summons, Buster, and thank you very much. You saved my day.
No, sir. You just get along home.
What's this? You're not going to arrest him for all those things?
Lady, with a list of misdemeanors that long, no judge would believe it. And I'd be a nasty old Cossack persecuting an innocent citizen. Oh, no, I'm no fool. Go on, Sonny, beat it.
Well, of all...
And, Sonny,
Yeah?
just as a suggestion, better put your pants on.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a minute. Most of you know that the mellow beauty of cleaning polished floors is only one of the rewards you get with Johnson's Paste Wax. Johnson's Wax, you see, protects your floor from scratching and the rough wear the men folks give it. And that same coat of hard, glistening Johnson's wax makes your floor easy to keep clean. A dry cloth picks up dirt in a flash, leaving your floor as bright as when you first waxed it. That's pretty important, I think you'll agree, with the wet weather coming on. When you're at the store tomorrow, ask for Johnson's Paste Wax. And next week, when you're listening to this program, I hope the surface of your floors will be twinkling as brightly as, well, Fibber and Molly. Don't forget about the new Johnson Beauty Floor Electric Polisher. You just glide it around while it does the buffing and polishing for you. You can buy a Beauty Floor Electric Floor Polisher from your Johnson dealer, or rent one by the day at a low cost if you prefer.
McGee, don't let me forget to hear Johnson's Wax other show tomorrow morning.
Okay, just let me know. Whose other show?
Johnson's Wax. They have another radio show on Mondays and Wednesday mornings. With Fred Waring, no less.
Johnson's have got another show on? My gosh, kiddo, why don't somebody tell me these things? Let me have that bookcase.
What on earth are you looking for?
My joke book. I've been too relaxed.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. This is WMAQ, NBC in Chicago.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. I guess it's true that men as well as women like to walk into a kitchen that has bright colors, fresh curtains, and a gleaming linoleum. Well, as far as the linoleum is concerned, Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat will take care of the job for you. And take care of it far better than ever before. Yes, better than ever before because there's a new glow in Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. A brighter luster that shows clearly on every surface that Glow Coat touches. Best part of all is you get that new glow without doing a bit of polishing yourself. You just apply Glow Coat to the kitchen linoleum and forget about it. It shines itself as it dries. Produces its own sparkling luster without any help from you. Of course, new Glow Coat protects your linoleum as it always has. And, as always, makes your linoleum easy to keep clean. Why not try Johnson's Glow Coat tomorrow? When you see it bring a new, brighter beauty to your linoleum, you'll know what we mean when we say there's a new glow in Glow Coat. G-L-O-C-O-A-T. As we arrive at 79 Wistful Vista today, we find a picture of perfect health. And the question naturally arises, where shall we hang him? As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
McGee, for goodness sake, what are you doing?
I'm just working off some excess energy, Molly. I got so much vim and vigor, I got to get rid of it some way.
Well, there's a rowing machine under your bed that Mr. Wilcox gave you last Christmas. Why don't you use that?
I can't. Every time I try to use that thing, I get my head caught in the bed spring. That's the unhandiest
Well,
thing.
why don't you take it out from under the bed?
Oh, my gosh, I never thought of that. Hey, run and get your hat and let's go for a good long walk, huh? Up past the dairy once, around Dugan's Lake, back through the stone quarry, take a long cut past the brewery.
A long cut?
Yeah, no shortcuts for me today, baby. I'm too full of energy.
Look, sweetheart, I've always prided myself on being able to take things as they come. And if they don't come, I go out looking for them. But I never looked for anything like this. What gave you all this vitality?
Brace yourself, kiddo, brace yourself. I, my dear girl, have give up smoking.
You've given up smoking. Since when?
Since I took my last puff on my last cigar this morning and quit. Forever. Maybe even longer. You are now looking at a non-smoker, Tootsie. Any type guy that ain't got the willpower to lick a bad habit that's got as strong a hold on him as I got onto this one ain't the type guy I am. I've quit. For good.
Good.
You see that cigar stub there? Feel it. It's stone cold dead in the ashtray.
Well, if you're not going to cremate it, I'll bury it. After all, a dead cigar lying around is nothing.
Oh, no. Don't touch it. Leave it lay. That stub is a reminder of the battle I won, kiddo. I fought it and I beat it.
Yes, it looks beat all right.
Yes, sir. That's the greatest thing I ever done in my life. I can just feel the good, clean, healthy vitality rushing through my veins.
You sure it isn't just blood?
Oh, sir. This is sheer boundless energy. This is the way every healthy person ought to feel all the time if they weren't slaves to tobacco. From now on, I stay so far away from cigars, I ain't even going to take you to see that picture at the Bijou tonight.
What is it?
Rope. I'm telling you, kiddo, I ain't had this much pep in years. And if I feel this good this quick, how'll I feel in 6 months?
Let's not borrow trouble.
Boy, do I feel great. I'll bet within 2 weeks I can throw out my chest so far I'll have to send a boy after it. On a bicycle. Why, the way I feel now...
Oh, do come in. Oh, it's Mr. Wimple, McGee. Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp, old man, old kid, old boy. Hey, run on home and get into some old clothes and let's have a scrimmage in the backyard. Molly will lend you the shin guard she used to wear when I took her dancing. We'll have a couple of hours of good, clean exercise. What do you say, kiddo?
Hello, folks.
Himself here has just joined Ashtrays Anonymous, Mr. Wimple. He has given up smoking.
And if you're smart, you'll follow my example, Wimp. Takes a lot of willpower, but it's worth it. Since I quit cigars, I feel like a new man. My hand is steadier. I got more muscle tone. My ears have quit ringing. And if I can do it, Wimp, you can do it. Come on, boy. Join us.
Oh, I just couldn't do it, Mr. McGee.
Why, of course you can, Mr. Wimple. Anybody can if they really want to.
Not me.
Why not?
I don't smoke.
Didn't you ever smoke, Mr. Wimple?
Well, I had a pipe once, Mrs. McGee.
I love to see a man smoke a pipe.
Oh, I didn't smoke it. I blew bubbles with it. I remember one time...
Well, when a man has smoked as long as I have, Wimp, it takes a lot of character to break the habit. But you know me. I got more will than a dying millionaire.
Yes, I know. Sweetie Face.
You mean?
Yes, my big old wife has been trying to break me of one of my habits for years and years.
What habit, Mr. Wimple?
Breathing.
What's Sweetie Face doing these days, Wimp?
Well, she isn't going out much these days. She's staying pretty much around home. She really looks rather sweet, sitting there working on those tiny garments.
Tiny garments. Oh, why, Mr. Wimple, how wonderful. When is the happy event?
Well, she goes on the road with it in February.
On the road? With what, Wimp?
Her flea circus.
Billy Mills, the orchestra, and you call everybody, darling.
Gosh, that piano's heavy. I don't know why they have to build something out of 2 tons of hardwood and fill it full of steel wires and brace it with cast iron just so some 50-pound kid can play the dance of the Pixies. Well, guess I'll move it back again. Boy, that takes power. That was the word I left out a while ago. That sure uses the old biceps. Another 3 weeks of this, and I would build myself up enough to enter one of them Mr. America contests. With a physique like a gunny sack full of cantaloupes. I'm so full of health right now.
Pete, what on earth have you been doing in here? Sounded like you'd been moving your piano back and forth if I didn't know better.
You don't know better, baby. That's exactly what I was doing. Just for exercise. And look at me. Not even breathing hard. That's the result of not smoking.
I know. I'm sorry I don't smoke, so I could give it up and feel as good as you do. By the way...
Yes, my dear?
Now that you have renounced nicotine, can Mother give this dead cigar butt the old heave-ho? It adds nothing to either the fragrance or the decor of our little loveliness.
Oh, no. Don't throw that out. That's my reminder. I gotta have something in here I can look at and resist. You won't do. I can't resist you.
You're sweet.
Well, I'm telling you, Tootsie. You don't know what not smoking does for a guy. Only 1 cigar today, and since I quit, I breathe deeper. I see better. I hear better. I smell better.
Saved by the bell from a rude retort. You see who it is, dearie. I've got to get back to the kitchen and see how my business...
Okay, kiddo. Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hello there. Come right in. You're just in time to congratulate me. I just broke myself of a bad habit.
Oh, gee, that's wonderful, mister. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Which bad habit was it? Exaggerating or eating too much? Or...
Smoking.
Hmm?
I quit smoking today, and I feel terrific. Hey, did your father smoke, Teeny? Because...
Sure, he always smokes every Christmas. About 10 of them.
10 what, cigars?
Ham.
Oh.
He smokes hams for all his friends.
No kidding. Well, say, tell him he can put me and Mrs. McGee on his list this year, huh?
Oh, no, mister, no. He already talked about that.
He did?
Sure. He says bringing the ham to this house would be like carrying coal to John L. Lewis. What does that mean, mister?
That means that your father... Oh, skip it. Hey, is that one of your school books you got there, sis?
Oh, sure. It's all about mythology. We got mythology in the 3rd grade this year.
Mythology, eh?
Mythology.
We had Miss Fiditch when I was in the 3rd grade. She was a tall, freckle-faced woman with a...
No, Mr. McGee, no. This is Greek mythology.
Oh, that's mythology. Yeah.
Pluto and Hermes and Venus and Mercury and Ulysses and stuff.
And Atlas, huh?
Atlas? Oh, you mean the giant that's always standing there with the whole world on his shoulders?
That's the guy. Remember him?
Sure, but I don't understand about him, though, I betcha.
What do you mean you don't understand about him? He's just standing there with the whole world on his shoulders.
Then what's he standing on? You explain that to me sometime, mister. So on.
Never thought of that. I wonder what he was standing on. Oh, my gosh, I know. He probably just gave up smoking and was walking on air. Like I am. Boy, oh boy, I'm so full of health and energy. Hey, Molly, when do we eat?
Very shortly now, dearie. I have some biscuits in the oven, and they'll be...
Well, with the energy and vitality I got now, kiddo, I'm going to need a lot of fuel. Look at this chest expansion.
Oh. Well, I hope your lungs know how to handle all that fresh air. Up till now, they've only had cigar smoke to work with.
Yeah. Imagine what a fool I've been all this time. I'll never smoke another stogie as long as I...
Oh, Molly, hiya, pal. Hey, my brother's wife just had a new baby last night. I'm an uncle. Have a cigar. Go on, take it. I've got a whole box of them to give out. Oh, you think it's loaded or something, huh? Well, watch, I'll smoke one myself. And when you get a whiff of that mellow fragrance, that deep down, satisfying sweetness of pure Havana...
Heavenly days, we must have a new sponsor. And Johnson's wax was so satisfactory.
Look, Uncle, if you want to undermine your health, waste your money, and burn holes in your vest, that's your own business. But don't try to get me back on that habit. I'm through.
You mean you've quit smoking?
He's had just one cigar today, Mr. Wilcox, and he's been very smug about it. If he could give up smirking as easily as he did smoking.
No kidding. You ought to give it a whirl, Junior. You got no idea how much better you'll feel. Oh, my gosh, I only had one cigar today, and since I quit, I'm full of vim and vitality. I got a new outlook. I got a new vigor. I got a new glow.
Yeah. Yeah, but the new glow you've got, pal, is strictly for you alone.
Huh?
But the new glow in Glow Coats is for every housewife who takes pride in a sparkling, happy-looking home. Your glow is from taking something away, but Glow Coats' new glow is from something added. A new glow that gives kitchen linoleum a brighter polish than ever before. An easy-to-use linoleum saver that retains its luster.
Yeah, but what that got to do with
You think you've got a new glow? Why, if you could see the new glow on the faces of housewives from New York to New Orleans, from Newfoundland to New Zealand, the new glow they get from the new glow in the new Glow Coat.
Look, Waxy,
Yes, pal.
what were we discussing before you got off on your favorite topic?
The subject of our conversation was my sister-in-law's baby.
Right.
And you know where I'm going now?
Where, Mr. Wilcox?
I'm going home and change the subject.
I bet he can't do it. Him and his sister-in-law that just had a baby's big fat cigars. What do people think I haven't got any? Willpower?
Well, if you're definitely and positively through with cigars, sweetheart, may I please throw out this old dead one?
No. Leave it there for a while, Snooky. That's my character tester. Every time I look at that bitter old butt, that chomped-up hunk of frayed-out tugboat hawser, that tooth-torn, stomped-on stale old stuff, that nasty, nerve-wrecking nickel's worth of nicotine, I get the... what'd I start out to say?
You quit smoking.
Yes, and I'm glad. Glad, I tell you. Glad. Hey, watch me do a double rolling somersault and a twisting backflip over the Davenport.
Oh, no, Mickey, please, that's too strenuous.
It is? Well, how'd you like to see a jackknife from the top of the piano?
That I'd like to see.
Okay, hand it here. It's right there on top of the music rack. It's the one Doc Gamble lost when I borrowed it to clean a bluegill out of Dugan's Lake and the bluegill.
Oh, dear, more visitors than me that ought to be getting back to the kitchen. But come in.
Well, I'll be... Hi, Latrivia.
Good day, Mr. Mayor. Nice to see you.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Good day, McGee. I was just...
You may not know it, Latriv, but you're looking at a guy that's gave up smoking. Only one cigar today, and then I quit.
Again?
Yep. Quit cold. Wham, just like that. No shilly-shallying, no tapering off, just quit. Takes character, boy, but do I feel good. I'm just busting with energy and... Hey, Molly, where's my jumping rope?
It's in the hall closet, Terry, but let's not go.
Well, I hope you can stay with it, McGee. Our new city treasurer, Charlie Peabody, quit last week, and it was really tough.
Peabody? He's the one who was just sworn in, isn't he, Mr. Mayor?
Keep an eye on him, Latriv. I met him in an elevator the other day, and I must say I don't trust the city treasurer who carries a racing form inside of his Wistful Vista Gazette.
Don't you worry about Peabody, McGee. He's doing a fine job. Only been in office a few weeks, and he's a perfect example of the fact that a new broom sweeps clean.
Well, I think that's a very good sign, Mr. Mayor. A man who keeps his office clean will usually keep his politics the same way.
I don't think I quite
Personally, if I was city treasurer, I'll be darned if I sweep out my office, new broom or not new broom. I guess you got janitors down there, haven't you?
Look, McGee, I think you're a little confused. Please understand that I really
Listen to me,
believe
Latriv.
this.
I ain't the type guy that butts in and tells the mayor of a town like this how to run his city hall. I'm strictly the type guy that stands back, lets him get into trouble, and says, I told you so. But when a town of this size is so cheap that it makes the city treasurer sweep out his own office...
He does not sweep out his own office. All I said
Oh, you
was
mean
that
he sweeps out yours?
Oh-ho! The guy's an apple polisher, eh? You hear that, Molly?
Yes, and I don't know how he does it. Between sweeping out the mayor's office and polishing apples all day, I don't see how he gets time to do any treasuring, let alone
I
go
tell
out
you,
here.
he does not sweep out my apples. I didn't say he polishes my office. No, I merely stated
My
that he...
goodness, now don't shout, Mr. Mayor. Let's be calm about this. There's nothing anybody can pin on you just because the treasurer sweeps out your office.
Of course not. And furthermore, a type guy like you, Lathrid, that's a sharp enough operator to get the city treasurer to sweep out your office and wax your wine taps for you, is the type guy that gets my vote every week in the year.
I don't want your week every year of the vote. And I'm sick of being baited into these argue stupidly.
What was that again, Your Honor?
Look, when I made the innocent remark that a new queen swooms a breeze, when you swoon breach a broom, you said I had the city apple polisher treasuring my office.
Peabody.
Here it was me that polishing my Peabody. Dribble apple grabber. Dribble apple dibble. I never said the office people. You're the one. Oh, let me out of here.
Not anymore, Your Honor.
Oh, that's all. No!
Help him up, Molly. He's laying on my jump rope.
The King's Men, and it's a most unusual day.
I woke up singing this morning. I got out of the right side of bed. Oh, I woke up singing this morning and wondered just what was ahead. I took one good look at the sun, and was I the luckiest one? It's a most unusual day. Feel like throwing my worries away. As an old '84 Californian would say, it's the most unusual day. There's a most unusual sky, not a sign of a cloud passing by. And if I want to sing, throw my heart in the ring, it's the most unusual day. There are people meeting people. There is sunshine everywhere. There are people greeting people. There's a feeling of fall in the air. It's the most unusual time. I keep feeling my temperature climb. If my heart won't behave it's the usual way, then there's just one thing left to say. It's the most unusual day. It may be raining or snowing, hurricaning and blowing. The sun may be shining or a tidal wave coming. If so, I wouldn't know. 'Cause there are people, hello, greeting people. Hello, there is sunshine everywhere. There are people, lots of people meeting people, and a feeling of fall in the air. La 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 la. It's the most unusual time. I keep feeling my temperature climb. If my heart won't behave in the usual way, there is only one thing to say. It's the most emphatically most unusual day.
Call for the doctor. Call for the nurse. Call for the lady with the alligator purse.
McGee?
Ah.
No, the living room is no place to skip rope. You better take it out in the driveway.
Okay, Snooky. Just working off energy. Boy, I got more steam up than Kate Smith's reducing cabinet. I got more snap than a $20 girdle. You know, since I give up the garden...
Here, look, sweetheart, why don't you just sit down and rest a while? All this activity is... Heavenly days. What happened to the phone book?
I tore it in two, kiddo. With my bare hand.
My goodness.
3 pages at a time. Just testing my power. I never been so full of vim and vigor since the day. Come in.
Oh, hello, Dr. Gamble. I'm glad to see you.
That's the humor, dear. Hello, dish face.
Hi, Needlepoint. Come in. I feel so sensational today, I don't mind even seeing you. and soak up some of the pep and vitality that's oozing out of me like optimism out of the Democrats.
Is that vitality, my boy? I thought your fountain pen was leaking. What are you so disgustingly happy about anyway, bacon head? Did you eat something that agreed with you for a change?
I did something today that I should have did long ago.
You mean you shot yourself? Well, lie down, take off your shirt.
No, Doctor, of course not, no.
I thought I was being a little too hopeful.
He gave up smoking, Doctor, as of today.
Yep, you are now looking at a non-smoker, Doctor. A man who has freed himself forever from slavery to tobacco. I smoked one cigar today and quit forever. There it is, stone cold dead in the ashtray. My last cigar.
Great. I've seen those cigars you smoke, my boy. And between you and me, every time you lit one, I expected it to be your last.
Oh, he feels wonderful, Doctor. In fact, if he gets any more pep, I'm going to lock him in the garage to protect our little home.
I'm so full of spark and good health I can't control myself, Doc. All this dynamite bubbling through my veins has got me on edge like a nearsighted roofer. I'm bursting with energy. Hey, you know what I'm going to do, Doc?
No, and I'm very happy to say I can't stay to find out. I'm going to visit a little orphan girl today. I want to pick up some candy for her downtown.
Candy for an orphan. Well, isn't that sweet, McGee?
Yeah, that's swell of you, Doc. How old is the kid?
33. I met her at the surgeon's dance last week. We've been seeing a few shows and getting...
I'll get it. I'm so loaded.
I got it. McGee's residence, Campbell speaking. Oh, yes, Mrs. Clatterhatch.
Oh, her again.
How's that, Mrs. Clatterhatch? Your husband?
Tell him to quit smoking, Doc. He'll feel so much better.
He what? Really? How long's he had it? Oh, this is a very rare case, Mrs. Clatterhatch. I'll pick up a specialist friend of mine and be right over. He's just the man for it. Goodbye.
What's the guy got, Doc?
A house for rent. So long, kid.
He moves pretty fast for a guy that smokes. Hey, Molly, you know what I'm going to do?
Well, I'm afraid you even guessed.
I'm going to take this wonderful new discovery on the road. Tell the world the way to perfect health. Maybe run slides with me before and after. Hey, we got any slides with me before?
No, and besides, it's a little early in the day.
I don't think, Molly, you're excited enough about this terrific thing I did today. Just think of it, Molly. Think of my willpower. I have only smoked one cigar so far today. Imagine that. Just one cigar.
Yes, and Mother's proud of you.
Yeah.
Now, come on, sit down. Breakfast is ready.
Fibber and Molly will be back in a moment. But first, I'd like to remind you of that new glow in Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. It's a glow that, well, really outglows the old glow. And as a result, when you use new Glow Coat, your kitchen linoleum will have a higher, brighter polish than ever before. Of course, you know that your linoleum flashes that new glow, that higher, brighter luster, without any rubbing or buffing. Just apply the new Glow Coat to your linoleum and forget about it. As it dries, it produces its own shine without any help from you. Now, Johnson's Glow Coat protects your linoleum, too. Keeps liquids and dirt from getting through. And it's easy to clean. You can zip dirt off with a damp cloth. So ask your dealer for Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat tomorrow. See your linoleum take on a beautiful waxed luster. A polish that's far brighter and makes your kitchen prettier than ever before.
You know, Molly, since I quit smoking, I'm a new man. By next week, I'll be twice as healthy and 6 times as full of energy. I'm going to... Yeah?
Here, take this quick.
Oh, why, Molly, that's a cigar. A two-bitter.
Yes, light it quick.
Huh?
There. Take a drag. Take 2 drags. Get crabby, get irritable, get normal. I can't stand this pep.
There's nothing like the stench of a good cigar. Where's my ashtray? Doggone it, just because I quit smoking for a few minutes, do you have to hide all my ashtrays? My gosh, Mom.
Ah, that's my boy.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time, and Fred Waring on Monday and Wednesday morning. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Bill Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. You've probably used Johnson's Glow Coat, so you know what a glossy surface it can give your kitchen linoleum. That's why I think that now you're going to like this remarkable self-polishing floor wax even more, because there's a new glow in Glow Coat, a glow that makes your linoleum brighter, far brighter than before. And you get that new glow without doing any polishing or rubbing yourself. Glow Coat shines itself. As it dries, it produces its own brilliant fluster. As it dries, it does something else. Johnson's Glow Coat forms a protective coat over your linoleum that resists dirt and spill things. When your linoleum does get a little spotted, it's easy to zip away dirt with a few strokes of a damp cloth. Yes, Glow Coat protects your linoleum, saves you work, as it always has. But in addition, Glow Coat has a new glow that makes your linoleum more lustrous, far brighter than before. So for brighter floors and prettier kitchens, use Johnson's Self-Polishing Floor Wax with the new glow, Glow Coat. Glocoat. When Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista misplaces something, all he has to do is ask his wife where it is. But when Mrs. McGee is looking for something, she's strictly on her own. Like right now, as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
All right, McGee, I give up. Where is it?
Huh? Where's what?
The little portable radio.
You mean our little radio with the imitation red alligator plastic covering that the volume knob always comes off in your hand and you can't get anything on it except police calls, except when you're trying to get police calls? That the one you mean?
Well, considering it's the only portable radio we have, that was a very shrewd guess, dearie. Where did you put it?
Put it right there on the hall table.
When?
Last May. I think. Yeah, that's when it was, all right, last May. I remember because that was the day I started to take the garden hose downtown to get a new nozzle, and I forgot to unscrew it from the hydrant, and halfway down the block it yanked me back on my, shall we say, hip. So hard that a $2 bill in my wallet was changed into nickels. Then it's when I remembered I'd left the portable radio on the hall table.
Oh, sweetheart, sometimes you're harder to nail down than a tar paper roof in a high wind. Where's the radio now?
Down at the repair shop. Freddie's radio and video studio. Battery was dead.
And it's been there since last May?
Love boat, it ain't only been there since last May, but if that high binder that runs that joint don't quit picking pockets and go straight, it's going to stay there till Fred Allen sings I Can't Give You Anything But Love, Baby, on Stop the Music.
Well, I've always considered Freddie's radio and video studio very accommodating.
Yeah?
Yes, why, I went in there once simply to buy a little package of phonograph needles, and the man was so pleasant I bought 6 reeds for an E-flat clarinet and 2 Bobby Breen albums. What happened with you at the radio shop?
Nothing, except I won't be made a victim out of, that's all. I told that pirate to put in a new battery, and he did, and I says, how much? And he says, $4. And I says, I've never paid more than $3. And he says, things are tough all over. And I says, how would you like a poke in the nostrils? And one word led to another, and I told him to keep the radio till he started running his business on it.
Why didn't you simply have him put the old battery back in it and bring it home?
I was on my way down to the Elks Club, and I didn't want to lug the radio all the way. I was chairman of the PTA committee, and I was late for our meeting.
The PTA committee of the Elks?
Yeah.
Parent Teachers Association?
No, pool table activity. I'm always chairman of that committee. Because I'm the only guy in the lodge that can put a billiard ball in his mouth and say, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would?
That should qualify you for almost anything, including an intelligence test. But look, sweetheart. I miss that little portable radio. For all I know, Woman in White has turned gray. And just plain Bill has had his face lifted. If the man has had our portable radio since last May, maybe he's learned his lesson. Shall we go talk to him?
Oh, why not? I'd hate anybody to think I was stubborn or opinionated. I'm simply the type guy that he won't sit still for being made a chump out of. That's simply the type guy I am. Get your hat and let's go.
Fine, I'll put my face on and... Oh, dear. Come in.
Well, I'll be an anthropoid's uncle. You know what that is. It's the trivia. Hi, Latriv.
Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Molly. Hello, McGee. I was just going by and thought I'd stop and pass the time of day.
I have 147.
I have 152.
Well, my watch says 8:14, but it isn't running.
Well, now that we've passed the time of day, Latriv, how's everything else? Everything on an even keel at the City Hall?
Oh, yes, things are running very smoothly, thank you. Everyone has his...
Everyone has his what, Mr. Mayor?
I was about to say that everyone at the City Hall has his shoulder to the wheel, but I caught myself in time. I can imagine what you two would do with that.
Spoil sport. Hey, will it make any difference to you politically, Latriv, if the presidency goes Republican?
Did you ever take a long ride on a bus?
Yes, we did.
Did they change drivers?
Oh, several times.
Did it make any difference in the ride?
I don't know. I slept all the way.
Well, there you are. Besides, my city organization is honest and well-managed.
Well, you certainly have that reputation, Mr. Mayor. Since McGee found out he couldn't get a ticket fixed, he's hardly had the car out of the garage.
Oh, my gosh, you'd think they'd be a little more lenient with war veterans. I'm a vet, you know, Latriv. GI, World War I. The big war.
Yes, I know. My brother served in your outfit. Maybe you remember him. Waldo Latrivia?
Haven't I heard you speak of Waldo Latrivia, McGee?
Well, I can't seem to recall him now. What's he doing now, Latriv?
Well, he's one of the first National Guard.
Oh, the National Guard, a fine body of men. From Concord Bridge to the Battle of Manila. He must be proud to serve with them.
Yes, but Waldo is...
They tell me they're going to double the membership, too, Latriv. They got about 320,000, and they want about 684,000.
Yes, but Waldo is...
I think the National Guard is a wonderful thing for a young man, Mr. Mayor. They train at home, earn extra money, build character, and become leaders of their community.
Yes, but Waldo is...
How's he like it, Latriv? Is he happy with his setup?
Yes, but Waldo is...
Well, Waldo is what, Latriv? He said he's a National Guard.
Yes, Waldo is. A guard at the First National. It's a bank. Is that clear?
You remember him now, McGee, the guard at the First National?
Oh, yeah, but his face is always just a blur to me.
Why is my brother's face just a blur?
Well, I always get there just after they close, and he always stands there behind the door and shakes his head at me. Someday I'm going to get there on time and see what he looks like.
I think he'd love it, McGee, if you could make it on a Thursday.
Why, Mr. Mayor?
That's his day off.
I sometimes wonder how a man who was so easily confused got so far in politics.
Ah, don't be naive, Tootsie. Politicians only seem confused.
Oh, yes?
How far would they get if they come right out and said what they thought? Imagine a candidate on the back platform of the train at 6 a.m., half awake with his pants on over his pajamas, saying, "Look, you frog-faced inhabitants of this dirty little whistle-stop, they tell me I need your votes. But if I had a better radio personality, you wouldn't catch me riding this cinder bucket through your sloppy community." No, sir. For all the Indian headdresses west of Pocatello, they wouldn't find me. No, they ain't confused, Tootsie. We're confused. Come on, let's go.
Billy Mills, the orchestra, and the Hair of Gold.
anxious to get our little portable radio back, McGee.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah. With cold weather coming, it'll be nice to have Gabriel's heater turned on again.
Well, if this radio guy persists in asking $4 for a $3 battery, we still won't get it back. And stay in that radio shop till it rots. His prices are so high, Wimp, old man.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, folks.
We'd walk along with you, Wimp, but we're only going to Freddie's radio and video studio. Where are you bound?
Around the waist, little. These shorts shrunk and they bind something terrible. Oh, you mean where am I going?
Yes.
Oh, well, I thought while Sweetie Face was out on...
Who, Wimp?
Sweetie Face, that's my V-O-W.
Oh, yes.
I thought while Sweetie Face was out on her motorcycle, I'd tippy-toe downtown and shop for her Christmas present.
Oh, your wife rides a motorcycle, Mr. Wimple?
Yes. She bought it from a second-hand motorcycle dealer 2 weeks ago.
Indian?
No, a smiling Irishman. I used to drive the motorcycle while Sweetie Face rode behind with her arms around me, but we had to change places because we had so many accidents.
Are you reckless?
No. I'm ticklish.
What are you getting your wife for Christmas, Wimp? Decided yet?
Oh, yes, I've seen it in a shop window. A beautiful little shake-tail cocker.
A what, Mr. Wimple?
A shake-tail cocker.
You mean a cocktail shaker?
No, this is a little spaniel puppy that keeps wagging his tail. A shake-tail cocker. I'm going down and get him right now. So long, folks.
When I think how long we've been without our little portable radio, it just makes me sick, McGee. My goodness, you could have designed 5 new ones in that time.
I'll say I could. Matter of fact, I had a job doing industrial designing once in a canning factory, designing tin cans.
McGee, you never told me you used to design tin cans.
I never told you about the two-tone tuna tin I designed for the Town Talk Tuna
You
Company.
never did.
Well, Snooky, I will. I was the top tin can designer for the Town Talk Tuna Company, and I turned out tuna tins by the ton.
You did?
I had a type of tin in 2 tones a ton, and that tan that was the talk of the tuna trade. But one tan turned 2 tones too tawny, so I had to tone down the tawny tan and tone up the other tan, so the tuna tin I turned out was the finest 2-tone tuna tin in town. I used tons of tan and tens of tons of tin in turning out the toniest 2-tone tan tuna tin they ever tuned tuna tin in. Kept me pretty busy turning out tins, and between the tons of tan and the tons of tin, the tan on the tin, the tune in the tin, the 2-tone tins with the tan and the 2-tone tan.
Hold it, McGee, hold it. Here comes Mr. Wilcox.
Say hello for me, will you? I'm out of breath.
All right. Hello, Mr. Wilcox. How you doing here?
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal. Hey, what are you breathing so hard for, pal? You've been running.
No, I was telling Molly about the time I was a 2-tone tan tuna tin turner out for the Town Talk Tuna Company. I take tons of tan and turn 2 tons of tin. You don't want to hear that again, do you, Molly?
No, dear. Not even if you could say it again. Freddie's radio and video studio, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, I know Freddie. My cousin installed his plate glass windows when he built the place.
Which cousin is that, Junior?
That's the fat one, big bay window Wilcox. He's front man for the glass company. Want to look at television sets, pal?
Not yet, Mr. Wilcox. Not until they have smaller prices and bigger screens.
We won't buy it from Freddie anyhow, Junior. That guy's a burglar. You know what he tried to do to me? Charged me $4 for a $3 beef attic.
Freddie? Well, I've always found Freddie very pleasant to do business with. Fine salesman, too. You know, I went in there last week just to talk about glow coats, and he sold me 6 reeds for an E-flat clarinet and 2 Bobby Green albums.
Heavenly days, you know he sold me the same thing.
Oh, well, it was worth it to me. I sold him a year's supply of the new glow coat with the new glow. Because being a progressive businessman and knowing the value of appearances, Freddie felt that the new glow coat with the new glow would give his shop a certain eye appeal.
Eye appeal, Your Honor.
Appeal overruled. Proceed with your case, Counselor.
Thank you. As I say, the new glow and glow coat does so much to bring out the faded beauty. Worn linoleum and give it a hard, protective finish that's practically impervious to scuffs and scratches. The new glow coat is so easy to apply, too. Just pour it around, spread it around in 20 minutes or less. It shines to a shinier finish than ever before.
Look, Waxy.
Yes, pal?
Were you on your way somewhere we don't want to detain you?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I was just on my way to the police station.
What?
We haven't seen our minister for several days, and we're a little worried about him.
Oh, that's too bad, Mr. Wilcox. To whom do you report a case like that?
The Bureau of Missing Persons. That's pretty corny, but it gets me out. So long.
Bureau of Missing Persons. You know something? He might come out of there with Luella. Well? Here's Freddie's radio and video studio, kiddo. Let's go in.
You go ahead, dearie. I want to stop at the barn town a minute. I'll be with you in a minute.
Take your time, kiddo. Freddie's a hard man to convince. Now, look here, Freddie. About that radio I left here last May. Hey, Freddie.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, Jeannie. Where's Freddie?
He's in the back room, mister,
Oh?
and he doesn't want to be disturbed. The doctor's examining him.
The doctor? My gosh, you have an accident or something?
Kind of one, I guess.
Well, what happened?
Well, he was playing a record for me, and I said, what record is that? And he said, I don't know. I forgot to look at the label. And he tried to read it while the record was spinning. And he turned his head around so fast he thinks maybe he broke his neck. The doctor's out there unwinding him now.
Well, I hope he didn't break his neck, Sid. I was looking forward to doing that myself. Hey, what are you doing out of school this afternoon, anyhow?
Oh, well, Willie Dukes and I got let out early today on account of we got 100 in spelling, Bacon.
Oh, you did, eh?
Sure, we
I said you did, huh?
Did what?
Got let out early.
Oh.
You and Willie, too.
Why?
Because you got 100 in spelling.
I know it. Willie got 60 and I got 40. That's 100.
No, Sid. 50 and 50 is it? Well, you can do it with 1640, I guess.
Yes. Hey, what you doing down here, mister? And what you doing? And what's that?
I left the radio down here for a new B battery. You know what a B battery is, Sid?
No. No, I didn't even know they used batteries.
Huh?
I just thought they just flew around.
Well, you're on the right track, Sid, because in this shop, a B battery is something you get stung with. You know what Freddie wanted to charge me for a battery? $4, and everybody knows they're not worth... Oh, you gotta go, Sid?
Yes. I gotta go home and get my goldfish down out of a tree.
Your goldfish? How'd your goldfish get up in a tree?
A cat ate him and jumped out the window. Come on,
You were actually doing
The King's Men and Love Somebody.
Somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. I love somebody, but I won't say who. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. I love somebody, but I won't say who. She's a dream, just so tall. Got her picture on my wall. When I saw her, did I fall? If she kissed me, I would. I know I love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. I love somebody, but I won't say who. Don't know why she acts so shy. She ought to know I wouldn't hurt a fly. You know I hope she doesn't pass me by. 'Cause if she did, I'd die. I know I'd die. I love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. I love somebody, but I won't say who. I wouldn't tell anybody, 'cause that somebody might tell somebody else, and I get killed in the rush. So it's a secret that I love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, you guess who? You never guess, so I'll confess I love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, yes I do. Love somebody, you guess who? somebody is. Who else, baby, but you?
Well, I hurried as fast as I could, dearie. Did you get the radio?
Oh, I haven't seen Freddie yet. He hurt his neck and he's in the back room with the doctor. Just like him to waste my time like this.
Well, now, that's not a very sympathetic attitude if he's hurt.
Well, my gosh, if I didn't have to stand around here like this, I could be at home working on my...
You'll be okay, Freddie. It's only a bad sprain. But after this, if you must read a label while the record's turning, climb up on the turntable and ride around with it.
McGee, it's Dr. Gamble.
Yes, I recognize him.
Hello, Doctor.
Hi, Doc.
Hello, Molly. Hello, Lard Bucket. If you're down here looking for a job with Freddie as a loudspeaker, you can go home. You're too loud, your tone is bad, and you've got no connection.
Look, horse nurse. Remind me to give you a joke book for Christmas. If you could get as thin as your material is getting...
Now, boys, here. Stop it. Was Freddie seriously hurt, Doctor?
No, he's just getting dressed. He'll be out in a minute.
Is he well enough for me to give him a poke in the nose, Doc?
Is he small enough?
They don't come too small for me. If he don't...
Now, wait a minute, Grumblebum. What have you got against Freddie? He's a nice guy, and he's a friend of mine.
Oh, it's just a misunderstanding, Doctor.
In a pig's clavicle, it's a misunderstanding. You know what that dirty pirate tried to do, Doc? Tried to stick me $4 for a B battery for my radio after he'd already put it in. I stomped out and left the set here.
That was 6 months ago, and we just came back to see if the man is inclined to be more reasonable, since McGee won't be.
Not knowing anything about the case, my sympathy is automatically with Freddie. For a guy who is no bargain himself, Bucklewart, you're awfully fond of getting one. You hang on to a buck like a lovesick squaw.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm just careful, forceps fingers. When I spend my dough for something, I expect a fair price on it. Unless I can chisel it down, of course.
He does like to get his money's worth, Doctor.
Yes, I know. Every time he comes to my office for a $2 call, he sits on a $7 test tube and plays darts with my new hypodermic.
Incidentally, old liver twiddler, I notice that no matter how many people are waiting to see you, you always take me first.
Isn't that nice?
I sure appreciate that, too, Doc. Nothing like being a friend of the doctor.
Friendship has nothing to do with it. I don't dare leave you in the reception room with other people. By the time you get through telling them your horrible symptoms, it takes me the rest of the day to convince them they'll live through the night. And by the way...
Yes, Doctor?
I had a very interesting conversation with the Pin boys at the bowling alley about you last night.
Oh, about McGee, Doctor?
Yes, they can't understand how a man who is so loose with his lips can be so tight with his tips.
Hey, now, wait a minute, Tissue Stitcher.
Now, that isn't quite fair, Doctor. When McGee won the Elks tournament last year, I saw him tip one of the Pin boys $3. With my own eyes, I saw it.
Certainly, $3. The serial numbers were A, now 19768, 69 and 70.
Yes, and he was the clumsiest pin boy in the place, too. Every time McGee rolled the ball, I saw that boy kick over 3 or 4 pins.
Well, I would love to stay and hear more about how the boy throws his money away, Molly, but I must run along. I've got to stop at the hospital for a little cutting chore and then make some house calls.
My, you must do some wonderful operations, Dr. Gamble.
Yeah, what's this one going to be like, Doc? Pretty tricky?
Oh, no, it's nothing really. I merely take a special instrument with a sharp cutting edge and make a series of sweeping lateral strokes parallel and contiguous to each other and sterilize the entire area. Then I apply hot gauze packs to the skin, and if there's any unusual bleeding, I cauterize the wound. Nothing.
My gosh, that sounds pretty complicated to me, Doc. What do you call an operation like that?
Shaving. Come on.
I wish he'd let me shave him sometime. I'd take his whiskers off so deep. Oh, there you are, Freddie. I want to talk to you, Freddie.
Hello, McGee. Hello, Miss McGee.
Look, Freddie, remember that portable radio that you put the B battery in last May and tried to stab me $4 when a fair price was $3?
Yes, I remember that. I left the new battery in it and put it in the back room till you decide to pay up. But I need the space, so if you still want it, you can have it for the $3.
Well, now, what could be more fair than that, dearie?
What'd I tell you, Molly? Stand up for your principles and you'll win in the end. If you know you're right, keep fighting. Hand it here, Freddie.
Here you are. The B battery's still in it.
Okay, and here's your $3.
Thanks.
Turn it on, McGee. I want to hear how it sounds. I really miss that little portable radio.
Okay. If I'd have had this thing during the World Series, I'd have... Hey, Freddie, nothing happens. I thought you put in a new V battery.
I did, but that was 6 months ago. They go dead if you don't use them, you know.
My goodness, I never thought of that.
Well, me neither. Get me a new battery, Fred.
All right.
How much? $5.
They've gone up.
Well, that's fair enough. Put it in, Freddie. I'm no piker.
Okay. And say, I just got a fresh batch of reeds for an E-flat cleaner.
Huh?
Yeah, they're pretty hard to get, so you better bring them.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a minute. Say, when this program is over, take a quick look at your kitchen linoleum. See if it has the new glow, the new brighter glow you now get with Johnson's Glow Coat. For there is a new glow in Johnson's self-polishing wax Glow Coat. A glow that's brighter, far brighter than before. Makes it a pleasure to look at your linoleum. It sparkles so brightly. And that glossier surface is as easy to get as ever. You just apply Johnson's Glow Coat to your linoleum, and your work is finished. Glow Coat does the rest. Produces its own brilliant luster as it dries. It's a luster that protects your linoleum, and a luster that's easy to clean. You can zip dirt off that glossy Glow Coat surface with a few strokes of a damp cloth. Why not order Glow Coat tomorrow? That's the Johnson self-polishing floor wax with the new glow. Glocoat. You'll see what the new glow means when you see a brighter gloss on your own linoleum in your own kitchen.
You know, that Freddie's a swell guy when you get to know him, Molly.
Yes, he's very nice. Quite a salesman, too.
Yeah, sure, but I'm no sucker for a sales talk. Don't catch him selling me a bunch of stuff I can't use, like he does some people.
Good for you, dear.
Yes, sir. You seen my old mandolin, Molly? These clarinet reeds will make swell mandolin picks. I've been needing a mandolin pick for a long time. Good night.
Good night, all.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time, and Fred Waring on Monday and Wednesday morning. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. WMAQ and WMAQ-FM, NBC in Chicago.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Now's the time to get your kitchen glowing with Glow Coat. Because now, Glow Coat gets your kitchen linoleum glowing brighter than it ever has. Yes, there's a new glow in Johnson's Self-Polishing Floor Wax Glow Coat. A brighter, glossier shine that shows up beautifully every time you apply Glow Coat to your linoleum. To see the new glow, just spread some Glow Coat on your kitchen linoleum and forget about it. Then come back to the kitchen in 20 minutes. You'll see that Glow Coat has produced a new, more beautiful luster without any help from you. It shines itself as it dries. As a result, the whole kitchen lights up, looks prettier, and it's easier to keep pretty because that tough coat of Glow Coat protects your linoleum. And dust, dirt, and surface spots come right off that shining surface with a few strokes of a damp cloth. So ask your dealer for Johnson's Glow Coat. That's Glocoat. Glow Coat's got a new glow that gets your kitchen glowing. In the spring, a young man's lazy. He won't bestir himself at all, which is why he loafs all summer and starts his labors in the fall. So here's the squire of Wistful Vista exhibiting his normal folly as he plants his lawn 6 months too late. But listen to Fibber McGee and Molly.
My gosh, this ground has got a crust on it like a bride's first biscuit.
Seems to me to be a little late in the year to dig for fishworms anyway. My goodness, they'd have all built cocoons and turned into butterflies by this time.
I ain't digging for worms, Tootsie. I'm spading up the lawn to plant grass seeds.
Grass seed? In almost November? Isn't grass seed usually planted in the spring, dearie?
Maybe by guys that like bald-headed lawns. That the birds have ate all the seeds out of, but not by me, Tootsie. Besides, in the spring, I always get a case of fever that has me laid flat on my back in the hammock 2 weeks to lift the shovel. In the fall, I got plenty of pets.
I see. Well, you'll need more than mere pep to turn that turf, dearie. You'll need an air hammock. That ground is packed down like a boarding house mattress. Anyway, who ever heard of a farmer planting anything this time of the year?
Why, Mrs. McGee, this is exactly the time when expert agriculturalists plant their winter wheat.
It is? For goodness sake, how'd you learn so much about botany?
Oh, well, you know me, widely read. They even got a special chair for me at the public library.
Really?
Yes, sir. They say I'm one of the widest readers that comes in there.
Yes, I guess reading is almost as broadening as eating. Well, what are your plans, sweetheart? You going to change that shovel for a pickaxe?
Well, it's a cinch. I ain't going to get far with this thing. Look. It bounces.
It'd be a pretty tough job even if the ground were soft, wouldn't it?
Nah, my gosh, the lawn is only 20 foot by 40 foot. That's 800 square foot. 3 shovelfuls of a square foot. Now, let me see. 3 times 800 is 2,400 shovelfuls. 2,400 shovelfuls. 2,000. Ooh, wow. I got to think of a different way to dig this stuff up.
Oh, hello there, kid. What's up?
Well, hello, Mr. Old-Timer.
Hi, old-timer.
What you doing with the shovel, Johnny?
Well, the lawn is going to be dug up to plant grass seed. According to the King of Space here.
Daughter, anybody that'll plant grass seed this time of year ain't any king. He's a silly ape.
Oh, yeah, well, for your information, my ancient friend, I have forgotten more agriculture and more botany and more horticulture than I ever knew.
How was that again, dearie?
I was just merely saying that of the 3 of us standing here, I'm the best authority on when to plant what and where.
Well, now, Johnny, I don't know about that. I ever tell you about the time I was manager of a farm for a widow woman down in Mississippi?
No, I don't believe you.
Well, sir, spent some of the happiest days of my life down there. Ah, them hog jaws and hominy grits, that fat back and crackling, them black-eyed peas, that pot liquor and corn pone. What memory. I can close my eyes right now and remember how I used to get up in the night with an indigestion that'd kill a grizzly bear.
How big was this lady's farm, Mr. Old-Timer?
Well, daughter, sitting in the porch swing of the evening, I could get my arm clear around. Did you say farm or farm?
Farm. A 4-letter word meaning a hunk of land that if you get up early enough mornings and work late enough at night, it'll make you rich if you strike oil on it.
Well, the farm I worked on was more what you might call a plantation, kids, cotton and tobacco.
Oh? Did you enjoy plantation life, Mr. Old-Timer?
I don't think I'd like it. Them Southerners are too hot-tempered. They run my cousin out of Norfolk, Virginia one night when he's playing Richard III on a showboat.
What happened, Johnny?
Well, he got careless with his sword and nicked a stagehand. The audience couldn't stand the sight of a Virginia ham slicing people.
It's pretty good, Johnny, but that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, the telephone says, did you see the poster of Dewey and a detective and Truman walking into the polling place? No, says the other feller. What was that for? Well, says the first feller, the idea is to get every Tom, Dick, and Harry out to vote. See you later, kids.
The King's Men and Lavender Blue.
Great-grandfather met great-grandmother when she was a shy young miss. Great-grandfather won great-grandmother with words more or less like this.
These are people to a long time before.
Lavender green.
We're gonna
If
wait
I were king,
10
dilly-dilly,
minutes
I'd
before we
need a
record this on the
queen.
radio.
Who told me so? Who told me so?
Kind of strange
told me so. If your dilly-dilly heart feels a dilly-dilly way, and if you answer yes, in a pretty little church on a dilly-dilly day, you'll be wed in a dilly-dilly dress of lavender blue, dilly-dilly, lavender green. Then I'll be king, dilly-dilly, and you'll be my queen. La 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 da 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 da. Tell me, pretty maiden, dilly-dilly, are there any boy like pretty maiden? Are there any boy fly like you? Dilly-dilly, you'd be my queen. One and only lovey-dovey, dilly-dilly. So, dilly-dilly, are there any boy like you? I told myself, dilly-dilly, I told me so. If your dilly-dilly heart begins to dilly-dilly pitter-patter, then I know the answer will be yes, and I'll be waiting at a pretty little chapel on a dilly-dilly day. You'll be wed in a dilly-dilly dress of lavender blue, dilly-dilly, lavender green. Then I'll be king, dilly-dilly, and you'll be my queen.
Hey, Molly, take a look out in the driveway. See? I rented a tractor. I'm going to plow up the front yard.
A tractor? To plow our little front yard?
Yep.
Isn't that like renting a pile driver to crack walnuts?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's pretty practical. Ground is too hard to spade up, so I got me a tractor with a plow and a harrow attachment.
Oh, dear.
When I finish plowing, you'll find me harrowing.
No, Molly, don't say it. But, McGee, I'm afraid you'll hurt yourself. Those tractors are pretty powerful, you know.
You ain't humming Il Trovatore, love boat. Driving us home, I accidentally hooked onto a streetcar without knowing it. You know the Oak Street streetcars?
Yes?
Well, one of them ain't on Oak Street anymore. It's on 14th Street.
Yes. There are no car tracks on 14th Street.
Well, they can always convert it into a lunch wagon. Come on out, Snooky, and watch old Farmer McGee rip up the topsoil.
All right.
There.
Oh, my, it's a pretty little thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and just listen to her purr. I'll take a turn around the yard for you. Watch.
Oh, hold it, McGee. Here comes Dr. Gamble. Hello, Doctor.
Oh, hi, Doc.
Well, hello there, Molly. Hello, plowboy.
Hi.
What do you think you're doing on that agricultural hot rod?
He's going to dig up the front yard and plant grass seed, Doctor, he says.
Now, that is what I call a typical McGee project. Whoever suggested planting a lawn at this time of year, city yokel? Why don't you wait till we have 3 feet of snow and make it really tough for yourself?
Look, plasma huckster. You stick to planting people and let me plant the lawn. In other words, Nosy, if somebody knows more about something than you do, let somebody do it.
Now, don't be rude, McGee.
Well.
Remember, the doctor raises roses as a hobby.
Yeah, he ought to raise lilies. He creates his own market for them.
I'll open an account for you, gutter snipe.
McGee says he's always too tired in the spring to plant a lawn, Doctor, so he's doing it in the fall while he has lots of pets, which you'll admit is a pretty reasonable argument.
My dear, that loud little lump of fatty tissue and calcified cranial content to which you are so unfortunately married has yet to do, say, or think anything which I could consider reasonable. And furthermore...
Hey, now, just a darn minute there, Cy. I know some things about you, too, but I don't go noising them around. How would you like it if I repeated what the medical journal said about you just last month?
Heavenly days, what was that?
Yeah.
And where did you ever read a medical journal, McGee?
Right in Doc's office, that's where.
Just join the party.
There was an article that said he was no doubt the greatest obstruction in state medical circles. Right there in black and white, it accused him.
Pardon me, it didn't say obstruction, it said obstetrician. And why were you in my office that day?
It was on account of my eyes. Every time I read something, the print kind of blurred. Couldn't make out the words. I
The
thought
defense rests. And another thing,
Well, I gotta get back to work. I'll see you some more, Docky.
Yeah, so long, Hayseed.
I'll be at my office if you need me, and I do mean when.
Goodbye, Doctor. Heavenly days. Look at the man handle that tractor, and loving every minute of it, bouncing around like a celluloid ball on a park fountain. I wish I could... Oh, hello there, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Molly. What's going on here? Where's Fibber? Who's running that tractor?
Well, A, the yard is being plowed up, B, on the tractor, and C, dead.
Well, why didn't he have somebody come in?
Oh!
Hi, Junior, old kid. How do you like my new jalopy? This thing has got more power than the Justice of the Peace with 3 motor cop brothers.
Yeah, very handsome hunk of machinery, pal. But what are you
Hey,
doing?
look what I dug up on the other side of the yard, Molly. 2 mason jars full of rubber bands.
What idiot would bury 2 jars full of rubber bands?
I did. During the war. Didn't know when I'd be able to get any more, so I buried it.
And he never could remember where he hid them. Keep looking, dearie, and maybe you'll stumble across those 10 cans of anchovies.
Oh, no. I found those 2 years ago when I was digging fish markets. Everything I buried is accounted for now, except the trusses.
Trusses? Yeah, he heard they were freezing trusses at midnight once in 1942. He dashed out and bought 18 of them.
Laugh if you want to, but I cornered the local market. Not very patriotic, I guess, but nobody can ever say I hoarded anything useful. Hey, you want to run this tractor, Junior?
No, thanks, pal. My cousin, Big Bulldozer Wilcox, got fractured in 2 places with one of those things.
Oh, how terrible. What 2 places, Mr. Wilcox?
The bank and the credit bureau. That was 1939, and he's still paying on his tractor.
Where's he working now, Junior?
He's my office boy. Answers the telephone and stuff. Like when somebody calls up and asks about Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, he tells them.
You mean there are people who don't know about glow coat?
Isn't that incredible?
I don't believe it.
Me either. I'll bet you could go to the Arctic Circle, march up to the next one and say, "Why are you blubbering, McGlut?" And he'd say, "Got no linoleum. No can use glow coat." Chinese Eskimo.
Oh. Well, he could use glow coat on the paddle of his
Oh, it
kayak.
certainly is strange to me, too, that everybody in the world doesn't know about the new glow in glow coat. And how it has added ingredients that give an added luster to even worn and weary linoleum.
Yes, and how it makes floor coverings more impervious than ever to dust, dirt, and dampness. How the new glow coat with the new glow gives housewives a new leisure because it saves so much time.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
suppose you refer to how easy and simple it is to use glow coat, McGee. Like the mere minutes it takes to dry to a beautiful, protective luster.
Yes, we always... That's what I meant, Tootsie. The new glow coat with the new glue... Hey, we're monopolizing the whole time. Just in time. What were you trying to say, Waxy?
Golly, I don't know. I came over here for something, but I've forgotten what it was.
Maybe you remember next week, Mr. Wilcox.
If I don't, I'll be back singing Give a Man a Horse He Can Ride in Chautauqua. So long now.
Was he really a singer in Chautauqua?
Nobody knows. I've asked people who used to be connected with Chautauqua, and they just turn pale and walk away fast. Well, back to work. Want to ride, Molly?
No, thank you. I'll just sit here on the steps out of the way. Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple. McGee, here's Mr. Wimple.
Huh? Oh, hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks. My goodness, took the fenders off your car and painted it red, didn't you?
No, that's the tractor he rented to plow up the yard, Mr. Wimple. And how have you been?
Oh, just fine, Mrs. McGee, just dandy. Sweetie Face and I...
Who, Wimp?
Sweetie Face, that's my big old wife.
Oh, yes,
Sweetie Face and I spent the morning reading to each other.
How nice.
Very domestic. What were you reading, Wimp?
I was reading her the grocery bill, and she was reading me the riot act. Now, before I was married, I Before I was married, I got...
Oh, Sister Wimple, why, there are tears in your eyes.
Yes, I always feel sentimental about the time before I was married. That's when I was in the detective business.
You, Wimp? You a detective?
Oh, yes, indeed. I was in partnership with a man named Snoop Witherspoon. Oh? He specialized in following people, and he was pretty good, too.
You were Mr. Wimple.
Oh, yes, indeed. Snoop used to pick them up at their homes and follow them to work. I'd pick them up when they left their offices and follow them all evening.
Kind of split it up, huh?
Yes. Snoop was the house trailer, and I was the 5 o'clock shadow. But I don't want to keep you from your work, Mr. McGee. I just stopped in for a minute on my way home from the bird store.
Well, you had better get busy, McGee. At that, it's getting late.
Okay, watch how easy I handle this, baby Wimp. Like a bright kid with a new tricycle.
All righty.
Looks like you got the plow blade caught on something, Mr. Wimple. What's the matter, dearie?
I'm caught on a root or something. Must be a big one. Well, don't worry, this tractor's got power enough to drag it out. Come you know what or high water.
Do it, Mr. McGee. Let's show that old root.
You said it, kid. Watch this.
Heavenly Jesus, call up the water main. Look at it. It's shooting 30 feet high.
Well, there's his high water, and I guess you'll get the you-know-what from the water department.
Billy Mills and the orchestra and the 12th Street Rag.
There's your front yard at last, kiddo. Plowed, harrowed, and planted. All we got to do now is wait till spring.
Well, it won't seem like a long wait. We'll be busy till spring just cleaning up the damage.
Yeah.
My goodness, the hedge all matched down. Look at my lilac bush ruined.
Yeah.
Front steps crushed. Water main broken.
Yeah, I had a little trouble with
Say, incidentally,
Huh?
where were you when the men came to shut off that broken pipe anyhow?
In the basement. Behind the furnace. What'd they say?
Well, I didn't get all of it, but the foreman said something about you must have a mighty powerful tractor.
Oh, he did, eh?
Yes. He said it would take an awfully big jerk to tear up that water pipe.
He's sweet.
They said they'd be back with a crew in the morning to put in a new water main.
Well, they better be careful. That's all I gotta say. If they start tramping around on this lawn after I spent all day planting my grass seed, I'll raise so much. Hello there, Latrivia.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Pull the porch step and sit down.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. McGee. Well, McGee, what are you building here? Swimming pool?
No, I just planted a new lawn, Latriv. Drop around about April the 1st, and we'll play some croquet.
Look, Sue, if I can borrow some hip boots.
Oh, it'll be dry before April. Say, how does the election look by now, Mr. Mayor? Everything going well?
Oh, yes, I'm not worried. Newspapers have been sniping at me a little, trying to get my temper up, of course, but I've been simply ignoring them.
That's the way to do it, boy. Just keep calm like always.
I shall. I'm not answering their jibes at all. I'm just playing possum till after the election.
Good for you. After a hard day at the City Hall, I imagine you find a game like that pretty relaxing, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, a game? What game?
Possum. How do you play possum, Latriv? I played ducky on the rock and puss in the corner and dog in the manger, but I never played possum.
I don't think you quite understand.
Is it anything like Run, Sheep, Run, Your Honor? I used to love those animal games.
Look. When I said I was playing possum, I merely used an old expression, playing possum. That did not mean I was actually playing. It was not playing at all, understand?
He probably means he was hunting possum.
Oh.
My brothers used to hunt possum all the time. They never found any, but
Me too, and you're absolutely right, Latriv. When you say that's not playing, boy, that's work, boy, pounding through that brush.
I didn't say anything
The
about
way I did it, I'd take a shotgun, 2 dogs in the case of root beer, in case of snake bite, and head for the hills, see?
But this has nothing to do with
well,
playing...
next time you go possum hunting, take McGee with you. Oh, he'd love to go.
I am not hoeing gossip hunting. Possum hunting. I pay possum. Hate possum.
Oh, now, for goodness sake, Mr. Mayor, don't get so excited. After all, it's
Yeah, you'll never get any possums being that noisy. You gotta stalk a possum, Latriv. I'll show you.
I don't want to balk a possum. Walk a possum. Look, when I said I was playing possum, I merely meant I was going live. But I know. I never said I. You're the one that's always misconwording my screws. Screwy remarks, my word. Every time I stake a simple mateman, make a sapman, a single mapman, little sapman, single one, McGee?
Yes?
I wonder if you could help us out at the city zoo this week. Our superintendent is having trouble getting the polar bears fed.
Well, I'd be glad to, Latriv. You short of help?
No, we're short of meat. Okay?
Oh, my, isn't he an interesting conversationalist, McGee?
Yeah, if you like small talk, but... I got no time to brood over Latrivia's shortcomings now, kiddo. Let's just sit here and dream about that broad sweep of beautiful green lawn we'll have next spring.
Yeah, 20 feet wide and hip deep all summer.
I'll get back what it costs to rent the tractor, just charging people $1 a piece to walk around in it with their bare feet.
It will be nice to have some grass for change.
Betcha.
The only grass we had last year grew through that crack in the front sidewalk.
It'll be different this year, all right. I must have planted 5 pounds of grass seed out here. I'm going to set me a lawn chair under that maple tree there. Hey, look. There goes Wallace Wimple coming back.
Oh, what happened, Mr. Wimple? Get locked out again?
No, I just now missed it and I heard it right back here. I left it on your front porch here.
That's what, Mr. Wimple?
My bag of bird seed.
Huh?
I bought a big bag of bird seed to trap a blue-bellied Baltimore barn owl, and oh, here it is.
Oh, good. I thought for a minute.
Oh, no, it isn't either. This bag says grass seed. I wonder what became of my bird seed.
Was it in a brown paper bag, Wimp?
Yes, it was, Mr. McGee.
McGee?
Yep, I guess I did. Hey, Wimp.
Yes?
Next spring, you won't have to go to the country to watch birds. Come over here and sit on the steps. We'll have a yard full.
Don't forget the new words are New Glow. Yes, there's a new glow in Johnson's self-polishing floor wax glow coat. A glow that gives your kitchen linoleum a far brighter finish than before. Far brighter than before, and mind you, as easily as ever. Here's all you do to make your kitchen linoleum sparkle from border to border. Quickly apply Johnson's Glow Coat to your linoleum, then walk out of the kitchen for 20 minutes. When you come back, you'll see that Glow Coat has produced its own shine with no polishing, no help, no work from you. And while Glow Coat is drying to a brilliant finish, it's also forming a tough coat over your linoleum. So your linoleum is protected from dirt and spilled liquids. When it does get soiled, a quick stroke with a damp cloth whisks dirt right away. Get this tough linoleum coating with the bright new glow. Use Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. Glocoat. Ask your dealer for Glow Coat tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the community chest campaign is now on, and we'd like to ask your help.
This is the one annual appeal which combines the most and the best of many, many worthy causes, such as baby clinics, hospitals, home services, and juvenile delinquency prevention.
Your gift to the community chest will be spread among the 12,000 and more Red Feather services, and with all these measures under one management, your money goes much farther because the administration of funds is streamlined and simplified. So please give as generously as you possibly can to your community chest.
With all these services under one head, let's each of us see how much we can do with one heart.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Fibber McGee and Molly are brought to you by the makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada. Don't forget Fred Waring on Monday and Wednesday morning. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. You'll say it shines the first time you use Glow Coat on your kitchen linoleum. Shines brighter because there's a new glow in Johnson's Self-Polishing Floor Wax Glow Coat. A glow that's more lustrous, far brighter than before. And a beautiful sparkling linoleum gives your whole kitchen a lift. Perks it up, makes it pretty. It's easy, too. That's the nice part. You just apply Glow Coat and leave it. Walk away, go upstairs, do anything you want. Because with no rubbing or buffing, Johnson's Glow Coat produces its own brilliant luster. 20 minutes after you've applied it, Glow Coat dries to a coat that's handsome and tough. Your linoleum is protected from grime and filthing, and easy to clean. You can flick dirt off that smooth Glow Coat finish with a few strokes of the damp cloth. This week, tell your dealer you want Glow Coat. That's Johnson's Glocoat. Glow Coat. Enjoy the new glow in this self-polishing floor wax. The glow that's brighter, far brighter than before. When a Davenport needs reupholstering, most sensible people consult an upholsterer. But the only sensible person living at 79 Wistful Vista is downtown shopping for cover material. Which leaves little you-know-who in the let's take it apart and have a look department. For further information about how not to upholster a Davenport, you are hereby referred to Fibber McGee and Molly.
Pretty well made Davenport. Never saw it without its coat and pants on before. Oh, had a little blue jay, and every summer morn he'd slide in the field and wrap himself around some corn. Oh, the monkey and the coconut. My gosh, that must be Molly. Only why should she be ringing the doorbell? Maybe she... Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh! Oh, hi, Jeannie. Well, come on in, set a spell.
Okay. See what you're doing with the sofa, mister, and what you're doing with it. What's it?
I'm ripping the cover off of this. Mrs. McGee is downtown buying some new material, and when she gets home, I'm going to surprise her and reupholster it myself.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy.
What's the matter? You think I can't do it?
Oh, no, mister. I bet you if anybody can do it, you can do it, I bet you. I remember how you fixed my tricycle for me once.
I did.
Sure you did, I bet you.
I says I did.
Did what?
I fixed your tricycle.
When?
Once.
No, twice.
Okay, so I fixed your tricycle twice.
I know it. But that's all right. I was tired of that tricycle anyway.
Well, I always was kind of handy with tools, Sis. And look at the muscle in my right arm.
Oh, why?
Yeah, that was developed kind of inadvertently. For the whole 7 years I was in high school, I was playing tennis with a 12-pound snowshoe before anybody told me the difference. So, you see, a little chore like upholstering a Davenport is a pipe.
Boy, it sure looks awful with the stuffing showing, doesn't it, mister?
Yeah,
Hey, what's all that fuzzy stuff around the spring?
that's limp.
See, is that limp?
Sure.
So that's what my mama gave up candy for.
No, that was lint, Sis.
No, it wasn't. She gave it all away.
No. I don't mean lint in the sense of somebody borrowing it. I mean the lint in the sense of Well, better get back to work, Sis.
Hey, mister.
Huh?
Did you say Miss McGee don't know you're going to upholster this Davenport all by yourself?
No, it's going to be a surprise for her. Hey, you going to go, Teeny? What's your hurry?
No hurry, mister. Only after the way you fix my tricycle, this is going to be the kind of a surprise I just as soon not be here when somebody gets it. Goodbye.
Go on. He's awful young to be so cynical. Maybe women are beginning to understand men younger these days. Well, better get the rest of this material off. Oh, I had a little elephant. I kept him for a pet, but he joined the Foreign Legion because he's trying to forget. Oh, the donkey and the coconut. That does it. There we are. Look at that. A Davenport in all its naked glory. Now, if Molly'd only get here with the pepper.
Oh, McGee, I got the most heavenly shade of material for the Davenport. Heavenly days. What are you doing? What happened?
Surprise. I'm going to recover the Davenport myself, Tootsie.
Oh, no.
Yep.
But I thought you decided to call in an upholsterer.
That's the easy way. If I do a good job on this, I might work a little upholstery business myself. You can be my partner.
What?
As one lion said to the other when he threw Daniel into the den, what do you say, kid? Shall we share the profit? Get him out? Share the profit? It's a pun involving the different meanings of the word profit. You see, P-R-O-P-A-T-T
Hey, funny, McGee.
That's odd. For 5 weeks, I've been looking for a spot to throw that gag in, and now you claim it ain't. Oh, well, let's see the material.
Now, wait a minute. Look, McGee, you can't do this upholstering job yourself. Just look at those springs.
Yeah?
I haven't seen such a scrambled mess of wire since you fell down the attic stairs with an armful of coat hangers.
But I can tie them things down so they'll have more zing than a harpist with a hiccup. My gosh, anybody with a brain and a tack hammer could...
Come in.
Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hello there, kid. Hey. What happened to the sofa? Johnny, you fall asleep with a lighted cigar again? That was a sofa, wasn't it?
Yes, and himself here tore the covering off so he could reupholster it. He doesn't know the first thing about it, of course, but after all, what should Fulton know about steamboats?
Now, don't worry about me, my friend. I'm strictly the type guy that you give me a hammer and a roll of Scotch tape, and I'll go around fixing stuff that don't even need it. That's the type guy that you give me a hammer. You a handyman, old-timer?
Nope. Outdoor type myself, Johnny. I've been a lumberjack, explorer, big game hunter.
Big game hunter.
Yep. Anything over a 2-bit limit.
I was always a pretty good hunter myself, old-timer. Best wing shot in Peoria. Although a lot of my reputation was due to a mighty fine hunting dog I had. His name was Death Sergeant, an Irish setter.
Oh, I love Irish setters.
Yeah.
What do I mean? I love them. I married one.
Oh, nothing like a good hunting dog, kid. Mighty intelligent critters.
I lost a mighty fine retriever up in Oregon last year.
Oh.
Oh. Well, I had him trained so that when I threw a stick in the water, he'd go fetch it without me. I say I had him trained so that when I can't get a straight line into the lab. I had him trained so when I threw a stick in the water, he'd go fetch it without me saying a word.
Do tell.
But up in Oregon, we passed a lumber camp, and when my dog seen him dumping logs in the river, he broke his little heart trying to haul him out again. That was the old dog I had when I was a cook out of a tobacco plantation.
A dog on a tobacco plantation. Spitz, I presume.
Nope, Eagle. This pup of mine cut all the rabbits for me.
Oh, did you use a lot of rabbits?
Just the feet, daughter. The feet? Yep. Every day at 1 o'clock, I'd cook up a batch of rabbit foot mulligan. We called it Lucky Stew.
Lucky stew, huh?
Yep. There was a saying among the tobacco pickers, with men who know tobacco best, it's Lucky Stew to 1. Well, so long, kid.
Well, I think he's inclined to exaggerate a little, you know. Well, hand me my Scotch tape, kid, on the tack hammer. I got work to do.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Little Girl.
There we are, Molly. All done. I must say you did a good job sewing, too, kiddo.
Thank you.
That material fits that Davenport like the skin on a weenie.
The admiration is mutual, Dave. How you ever got those springs tied down with fish line and Scotch tape, I'll never know. You think they'll hold?
Oh, why, Snooky. Them springs are tighter than a $40 girdle after a spaghetti dinner. Sit down a once. Bounce up and down. Try 'em out.
No, thanks. You try.
Why, certainly. I got faith in my own handiwork, even if you haven't. Watch. Oh, I'm stabbed.
My goodness, that spring punched a hole clear through the cushion.
Yeah. Well, that just shows what a good job I done tying them down. If they hadn't been tied so tight, they couldn't have sprung up so hard. Oh, my back. Am I bleeding?
No, dear. You just ripped the back of your vest a little. However, if you'd have been sitting back a little farther. Come in. Oh, McGee, it's Dr. Gamble. Come in, Doctor.
Thank you, my dear.
Hello, Poop Squawk. Poop Squawk? Yeah, that's an elderly pipsqueak. Tell me, why are you rubbing your back? Dislocated vertebra trying to fasten your 30-cent suspenders?
He sat down on the Davenport and a spring stabbed him, Doctor. And after he spent several hours retying and upholstering it, too.
I don't know how that spring ever busted loose, too, either. I tied him down with my best tapered fish line and some Scotch tape right fresh from Kramer's drugstore. I'll admit I never opened up a Davenport before, but you know me, I'll try anything once.
Anything?
Yes.
Have you ever thought of Harakiri, my boy?
Is he an upholsterer?
Skip it.
Personally, I thought we ought to have the Davenport done by an upholsterer, Doctor, but you know himself here what he gets his mind made up.
Well, a flophouse bed gets made up oftener and better than his cluttered little mind.
Oh, yeah, well, just for your information, Revenue Cutter. It ain't often I go wrong on any little job around the house. Who was it installed all our new electrical outlets?
Yes, and who was it that immediately plugged in the waffle iron and got Hildegard? Got Hildegard singing, and there I stood with my piccolo.
There I Stood with My Piccolo is not a song. It's a book by Meredith Wilson. Very amusing.
Since when has Meredith Wilson been singing for Hildegard? She does her own singing.
Probably for you, Doctor.
Probably. That office nurse of mine would track me down if I was crossing the China Sea in a lobster pot. I have about as much private life as a private.
Well, answer it.
Okay. Hello, Gamble speaking. Who? Oh, yes, Mrs. Clatterhat.
Oh, her again.
Don't sneer at any of Doc's customers, kiddo. They stand by him through thick and thick. Nobody can remember when he was thin.
What was that, Mrs. Clatterhat? He got what in it? Well, that's very unusual. Tell him to glue his hand to a flat board, and I'll stop by on the way home and take a look at it. Okay, Mrs. Clatterhat.
Glue his hand to a flat board?
What did he get in his hand, Doctor?
13 spades, playing bridge. Good day, my dear. So long, Counterfoot. So long.
Good old Doc. I don't know what the medical profession would do without him, but I'll bet they'd welcome some suggestions.
I have a suggestion myself. Let's get this Davenport fixed.
Okay, now all I have to do is tuck this spring back in. Like this. I'll get in there with some more Scotch tape and have...
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal. Well, you sofa, old top?
No, old sofa, new top. Wow, I haven't used that one for a long time.
How's everything with you, Mr. Wilcox?
Fine, thanks, Molly. Hey, who did the upholstery job?
We did. That is, Molly bought the material and run up the cover, and I tied the springs and kind of assembled the production. Try it, son. Sit right there in the middle of it.
All right, but I just stopped by to tell you that Johnson's blow...
What's the matter, Mr. Wilcox? Said she, full of girlish innocence, which was not very convincing.
Look, pal, what did you tie those springs down with, macaroni? I just got jabbed in the hip like I'd backed into a unicorn.
Gee, I'm sorry, Junior. I thought I had them in there pretty solid. One of them come loose, did it?
Loose? You must have an Indian under there with a bow and arrow. Oh, I'll bet I'm the first ventilated salesman Johnson's wife's ever had.
What were you going to say when you started to sit down, Junior? Something about blow.
To me, it sounded more like blow.
Please, please. After all, there are some things we shouldn't joke about, like politics and the product.
I just love to hear you talk about the product, Mr. Wilcox. You get such a soulful look in your eyes.
Yes, Junie. Every time you speak of the product, you kind of lower your voice and your hands tremble, and you stand there like Brigham Young looking for a spot to build the Salt Lake City Hall.
By the product, Mr. Wilcox, I presume you mean...
Yes, Glow Coat. Johnson's self-polishing Glow Coat. The floor polish with the new glow. The added glow that makes linoleum more impervious than ever to dust, dirt, and dampness, and gives a brighter luster than ever before. It's so easy to apply because you just pour it out, spread it around, let it dry. Oh, and by the way, this Glow Coat with the new glow comes in the same old familiar container. No change on the outside, but inside, that new Glow Coat... Oh, this hurts.
Why don't you let somebody do your upholstering that knows how?
Are you inferring waxing?
Yes, I am.
I agree with you, Mr. Wilcox. Who is a good upholsterer in town?
My cousin, big overstuffed Wilcox. 14th and Oak Street. Tell him I sent you.
If I do, will he give me a discount?
No, he hates me, so he'll give you a very dirty deal. Which is all right with me after what you put me through. Or rather, what you put through me. So long now.
You know, he's right, McGee. We better get this redone by a professional. After all, we can't have all our friends stuck full of our furniture.
Yeah, I guess you're right, kiddo. Well, who we talk to about
How
it?
many days? I don't know. Mrs. Stoops always goes to Louis the 14th Street furniture man. She says he's very good at repairing.
Well, that's for me, then. Louis the 14th Street Furniture Man. If we get a theatrical rate on account of me using to be in vaudeville...
On account of you what?
Using to be in vaudeville. Why, you know I used to be in vaudeville. So if I get a discount on account of using to be in vaudeville, I don't see what...
Come in. Using to be in vaudeville. Oh, hello there, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, hi, Latrip, old man. How's everything?
Fine, thank you. How are you, Maury?
Oh, splendid, Mr. Mayor. Say, do you know of a good upholsterer?
Well, now, let me see. I think the best man in town is Louis the 14th Street Furniture Man. Happen to remember the name because the city council was arguing about maintenance expenses in the city hall just last night.
Oh?
Half the council wanted to hold up the appropriation, the other half voted to pass it.
Who lost?
Oh, we compromised.
Oh?
I'm always the peacemaker, you know, so I kept trying to strike a happy medium.
What was she doing at a council meeting?
Who? That medium. The happy one you kept trying to hit.
Oh, don't be silly. I didn't actually hit anybody.
I don't understand why you kept trying to hit her. What'd she do? Warn you about a dark candidate crossing your path?
I tell you, I didn't try to hit anybody. The happy medium, I meant
She must be a wonderful woman to stay happy with politicians taking swings at her. You better be careful she don't turn around sometime and slug somebody with her crystal ball.
She doesn't use a crystal slug.
Huh?
A crystal ball. Look! I merely said that I was trying to strike a happy medium. You
Oh,
immediately...
please, Mr. Mayor, please, now let us not shout at each other. Heavenly days. After all, we know you well enough to know that any time you take a poke at the fortune teller, she certainly has it coming.
You're darn right, boy. Those doggone stargazers can be pretty exasperating. I almost slugged one of them myself once when she told me.
I tell you, I did not take a star to poke gator. When I said I stopped a sluggy medium, a struck a slappy fortune teller, crystal slugger. Look! We have no mappy-hedium. Happy crystal. Fortune speller. Teller. Speller. I didn't hit anybody. You were the one. I was with this crystal. You were the one. I cursed you. McGee?
Yes?
The trouble with you is that you think you're as clever as all get out.
All what?
Get out.
Okay.
Well, now that he's gone, maybe we can have a more rational discussion.
Certainly. Sit down, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks.
No, not there on the dashboard.
Hey, why should I get out? I live here.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to. Good day.
Hey, wait a minute, boy. We're right downtown with you.
Yes, you can drop us off at the upholstery.
The King's Men and Shine On Harvest Moon.
Shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky. I have no autumn since January, February, June, or July. No time, take no time to stay outdoors and spoon. So shine autumn leaves are falling, blackbirds are calling over in the dell. Oh, Mr. Scarecrow is sleeping, no one is peeping but the moon, and he won't tell. So shine on, harvest moon, up in the sky, and the long since January, February, June or July, you know that's no time. Ain't no time to stay outdoors and school. So shine on, harvest moon, for me and my gal. Shine for me and my gal, harvest moon.
There's the place right down the street, Molly. Louis the 14th Street Furniture Man.
That's it. I hope it isn't too expensive.
Now, as long as the guy does good work, I don't care what it costs, as long as it's cheap. You know me, quality. Oh, boy, there's Wally Wimple. Hi, Wimp.
Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, folks. If you're looking for a place to vote, Mr. McGee, you're just a week late because...
Oh, don't worry, Wimp. We voted all right.
Yes, indeed. Say, how'd you like the election this time, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, I thought it was simply peachy, Mrs. McGee. We went down early, and Sweetie Face gave me...
Oh, Mr. Wimple.
Sweetie Face, that's my big old...
Oh, that one.
Yes. Hey, Sweetie Face gave me a sample ballot to show me how she wanted me to vote because they wouldn't let her come in the voting booth with me.
Oh, I should say not. That's one place even your wife can't go with you.
I know. And I loved every minute of it. I'd be there yet if they hadn't flushed me out when they closed the polls at 7 o'clock.
Well, how'd you vote, Wimp? Like your wife told you to?
Wouldn't she like to know? He's not going to intimidate me, no, sir.
Good for you.
Not when I'm in the voting booth with the door locked. Mr. McGee, did you ever hear of Basil B. Bainbridge, the secretary of the Basil Bainbridge branch of the Back Bay Bird Watchers?
Can't say that I have, Wimp. Why?
He got one write-in vote for president. Oh, I really made my ballot count this time. So long, folks.
So long, Wimp. Now, come on, Molly. Let's get in the furniture shop before somebody else stops us. Well,
Oh, look at the beautiful furniture in here, Mr.
yeah, this guy's as good as they say he is. I should have let you talk me into having you call him in the first place and save my scotch tape in the second place.
Well, far be it for me to say I told you so, sweetheart, but I told you so, sweetheart. This must be Mr. Louis coming here.
Hello, Mr. McGee, Mrs. McGee. Glad to see you.
Well, how do you do, I'm sure.
Hi, but hey, how'd you know our name?
Dr. Gamble told me you were upholstering your own Davenport this afternoon.
Oh.
I usually allow 3 to 4 hours after that before the customer breaks down and comes in. You're 3.5 minutes late.
Well, we stopped by to talk to Mr. Wimple, sir.
Yeah, we're sorry, but let's get down to brass tacks. Now, we'd like to look over some of your work before we make a deal, of course.
Naturally. Here are samples of my work all around you, sir. There's a Davenport I've just finished for Mrs. McDonald. She's the president of the Third National Bank's wife.
That's the kind of a job I want, bud. No lump. Only trouble I had was some of the springs wouldn't stay down. I used enough scotch tape to hold the super cheap.
Well, it's just a matter of know-how, Mr. McGee.
Yeah.
When you've been at it as long as I have, it's quite simple. Sit down there and try that Davenport. Go on, bounce
Go
around.
on ahead, McGee, go on.
Okay. Ah, this is perfect. Oh, these springs are wonderful. This is the way I want ours to be, bud.
Ow! Oh, don't worry. I'll fix that. Hand me that roll of scotch tape over there, Mrs. McGee. A little more scotch
Oh,
tape.
this is ridiculous.
Let me ask you, what part of your kitchen has the shiniest surface? Your refrigerator, maybe? Maybe your stove? Well, in case your linoleum doesn't quite stack up, here's the tonic that'll make it sparkle too. Apply Johnson's self-polishing floor wax glow coat to that linoleum of yours. You'll see that it takes on a more brilliant finish without any help from you. Glow Coat shines as it dries and shines brighter because there's a new glow in Glow Coat. A sparkling glow that's brighter, far brighter than before. And that Glow Coat finish, though glossy to look at, is tough. Forms a hard protective coat over your linoleum. Helps prevent damage from spill things. And, of course, when your linoleum does get dusty, a few strokes with the damp cloth will bring back its luster. Try Glow Coat yourself. That's the way to tell. Use it tomorrow and watch that new glow that's brighter, far brighter than before. Tell your dealer you want Johnson's self-polishing floor wax, Glow Coat.
McGee, there's a man outside with some more election jokes.
Oh, tell him to come back later.
How much later?
About 4 years.
All right. Good night, all.
The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, bring you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. And Fred Waring on Monday and Wednesday morning. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Good night.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Johnson's Wax program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men, Billy Mills Orchestra. When you're fixing up your house for the holidays, be sure to remember the appearance of your floor. Polished floors that glisten with a mellow wax luster, make your whole house more beautiful. And your floors are sure to have that glistening beauty when you use Johnson's Paste Wax. With Johnson's Paste Wax, it's easy to make your floors beautiful, easy to keep them that way. Your floors stay beautiful because Johnson's Paste Wax forms a hard coat over the wood surface. A coat that protects your floor, even if your house is crowded with guests from November to January. And, of course, that tough coat of wax makes floors easier to keep clean. A few strokes with a dry mop. Whisk dirt right off the surface. Leave it bright and spotless. Be ready for the holidays and the guests they will bring to your house. Ask your dealer for Johnson's Paste Wax tomorrow. You'll save your floors, you'll save yourself tiresome work. And when people drop in, they'll see floors that have the warm, rich, mellow glow that goes with the holiday season. Question. In what sport can you get some wonderful exercise if you take 3 quick steps, stoop, squint, twist your shoulders, walk back and sit down for 3 minutes? Answer, bowling. Comment. This is the exercise without exertion, which would appeal to a man who has always contended that if nature hadn't intended man to sit down a lot, she would never have designed him to bend in just the right places to sit a chair. And we do mean himself, of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dearie, isn't this the day you go bowling tonight?
My gosh, is this Friday?
No, this is Tuesday.
Oh, gee, you scared me there for a minute. Our league bowls on Friday.
I know, but as your social secretary, I must remind you that the bowling alley was closed last Friday due to the fact that the management was treating the alleys to a coat of bread and butter, and your bowling was set for tonight. Don't you remember?
Say, it is tonight at that. Hey, what do you mean they were coating the bowling alleys with bread and butter?
Our bread and butter, sweetheart. Otherwise known as Johnson's Wax.
Oh, yeah.
That noble product to which you have given 13 of the best years of your life.
Well, baby, I'm sure glad you reminded it to my attention. I and Wally Winkle and Latrivia and Wilcox are in 3rd place in our league so far, and I'd hate to miss out. I'm meeting them at Allen's Alley at 8, having 8.
At 8, having what?
Having 8. Having 8 dinner.
Oh.
Yeah, you see, if we meet downtown for dinner, we get gabbing so much that we don't get to the bowling alley till about 9. So now we meet at the alley at 8, having 8. Well, that way we don't have...
Permit me.
Pray do.
79 Whistle Vista, Molly McGee speaking. Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hey, let me speak to him.
What was that, Mr. Wimple? You can? Well, I'm sure he'll be quite disappointed. Well, thank you for calling, Mr. Wimple. Yes, I'm sure he can find somebody else.
Hey, what's the matter, Molly?
What, Mr. Wimple? Your wife is expecting? Yes, I'll tell him. Goodbye, Mr. Wimple.
Sweetie Face is expecting?
Yes. She's expecting him to try to sneak out tonight. So she has him locked up in his room.
Oh, dear. That Wimple. A victim of the double ring ceremony. One on her finger and one through his nose. Well, I gotta find somebody else to bowl with, I guess. Now, let me see. Who could I
Well,
think?
I'm not doing anything tonight.
Huh?
Just sitting around the house seeing the world through the eye of a darning needle.
Well, would you rather I stayed home, Tootsie? I would if I wasn't
Oh,
in the house.
no. I want you to go bowling.
Oh.
But what I was timidly suggesting, dearie.
Hey, I wonder if Doc Gamble could bowl tonight. I'll give him a buzz and see if he can't make it.
Come in. Well, for goodness sake, here's the doctor right now. Hello, doctor.
Hello, my dear. Hello, Muscle Bustle.
Well, if it isn't old fever chart in person. Dr. George Gamble, F.C.
FC.
Physician and surgeon. That's F.S. Yeah, that's what I meant, F.S. Hey, Doc, you busy tonight?
No, but I can always think of something urgent if you have anything to suggest, which I don't want to do.
Well, one of his bowling foursome had to back out tonight, doctor. Do you bowl?
Oh, yes, I bowl.
Yeah.
He bowls.
You ought to see him bowl, Molly. He picks up the ball like it was a human head he found lying in a snake pit. Takes a little run forward as if he was following a pretty nurse down the hall, and throws the ball with a kind of a bent elbow jerk that has every pinboy in the joint ducking for cover. And if he knocks over more than 3 pins, he sits down looking as happy as if he's just operated on Westbrook Pegler with a dull pocket knife.
I don't believe he can be that bad, McGee. Are you, doctor?
As a sports reporter, my dear, little Stumblebum here would make a great correspondent for the Mortician's Gazette. He is simply out of this world. Or he would be if I had a loaded pistol with me.
Look, sculptor of human flesh. All kidding put to aside, how's about bowling tonight? Me and you and Wilcox on the trivia.
Maybe the doctor has cases which demand his attention, don't you, doctor?
Well, phooey on his cases. Let the old bicarbonate of the soda jerk stay away from the hospital for one evening. Let the patients get one night's good sleep without him barging in and waking them up to give them their sleeping pills. How is it, Doctor?
Well, my boy, much as I would like to go bowling with you just for laughs, and don't think your bowling form isn't good for a few merry chuckles, I must gladly decline the invitation. I have a tentative date.
A date, doctor?
With a girl?
What do you think? I'd have a date with a ground squirrel? Certainly a girl. In fact, I think you know her. Fifi Tremaine.
Heavenly days, Fifi Tremaine. Is she back in town?
I thought she was Mayor Latrivia's girlfriend, Rocky.
That is a delusion which is shared by our esteemed mayor. Well, I'm sorry, my boy. I'll make it some other time. Good day, my dear.
Oh, must you go, doctor?
Yes, I have a rather unpleasant job to do this afternoon. I have to can some tomatoes.
You canning tomatoes?
Yes, I've got to fire a couple of nurses. Bye now.
Billy Mills for the orchestra and Buttons and Bowls.
that you, Moo Moo? Hey, Moo Moo, we need another guy to go bowling tonight. How's about it, kid? Oh, you are, eh? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, Moo Moo. Take care of yourself.
Who is Moo Moo?
Moo Moo Simpson. He's in bed with a busted leg. I thought you knew.
Oh, that's right. He broke it at a jitterbug dance, didn't
Yeah.
he? Say, isn't he a little old for that sort of thing?
Oh, he wasn't dancing. He was just crossing the floor to get his daughter a drink of water, and he got hemmed in. Next thing he knew, he was down on the floor with a busted leg, lower plate cracked, and a shoe missing. Nobody could reach him for 5 choruses of Cow Cow Boogie.
Oh, and I just love the newspaper story about it.
Yeah.
It said, Cow Cow goes Moo Moo. Well, I'll try to think of somebody while I'm upstairs starting the morning. It's
okay.
only take me 5 minutes or so.
Okay, take your time, kiddo. Ah, there goes this kid. Always asking me to get some more exercise. He says I'm beginning to look like I dressed in the dark and got my buckle on the wrong side. My gosh. Come in, Teeny.
Hi, mister. See, how'd you know it was me? How'd you know? How'd you?
Experience, sis. Somehow you always show up the minute my wife leaves the room. Hey, incidentally, Teeny, does your father ever go bowling?
Oh, sure he does, I bet you. He loves bowling.
Good. Is he doing anything tonight?
I don't know, mister.
Do you think your mother would mind if I asked him to go bowling?
Oh, no, she wouldn't care, I
Think
guess.
he'd go bowling with me and Wilcox and the mayor?
Gee, I bet you he'd like it a lot, I bet.
Okay, I'll call him up.
Where?
What you mean, where? Where is he?
We don't know.
Huh?
Up in Canada someplace. Hunting.
Well, why didn't you tell me that in the first place?
Because my daddy says when you go hunting, you have to be very quiet about it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's trying to get a mouse's head to hang over the fireplace.
Not a mouse's head, sis. A moose's head.
Oh. Oh, if he wanted a moose's head, he wouldn't have to go clear to Canada, I bet you.
No?
There's lots of them right here. My Uncle Charlie is a moose. Only Uncle Charlie's head wouldn't look good over our fireplace on account of he smokes a pipe.
Oh.
Hmm?
I just said, oh.
Oh. Hey, mister, do you know what Santa Claus is going to bring me if he reads my letter? I set one
Yeah,
pony.
that should be done.
Oh, boy.
Good.
Do you think he will, mister? Do you think Santa Claus will bring me a Shetland pony, really? Whom do you, mister? Whom do you?
Sis, I really couldn't say. All I know is this. If you want something bad enough and concentrate on it hard enough and long enough, you're liable to get it. Unless there's some reason why you shouldn't have it. In other words, sometimes we're not the best judges of what we ought to have. So if you just keep in mind the fact that in this life we usually get not so much what we want as what we deserve, it eases up a lot of disappointment.
Oh, boy. Then I'm sure going to get that Shetland pony because I deserve it. Gee, thank you, mister. Oh, boy, a real life Shetland pony. I want to tell Willie too. So long, mister.
Hey, wait a minute, sis. I didn't mean that you were...
Willie, you know what Mr. McGee told me? He said I deserve a Shetland pony because in this life we never...
Well, that's what I get for being so dad-ratted philosophic. Why don't I leave that stuff to the morning programs? My gosh, I got all...
Who was that I heard yelling, McGee?
Little girl from across the street. I thought for a minute her father was going to bowl with us, but he's up in Canada hunting. I'd like to do that myself if they'd give an elk a license to shoot a moose. I always thought...
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal. Say, haven't we got a date to go bowling tonight?
Yep, at the alleys at 8. Having 8.
Only Mr. Whipple can't get there, Mr. Wilcox.
He can't? Well, who we get to fill in, pal? We've got to have a 4-man team or we get aced out of the league. Can you think of anybody?
Well, you always seem to have a cousin someplace, Junior. Hadn't you got a cousin that bowls?
Sure. Big foul line Wilcox.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be delighted to... No, he can't make it either.
Why not, Mr. Wilcox?
He took some shots yesterday and he's laid up in bed.
What was he taking shots for, Junior? Bad cold?
No, he got hungry for some meat and couldn't afford it, so he held up a meat market. Proprietor pulled a gun out of the cash register and got my cousin 3 times in the tenderloin. He can't bowl tonight.
Well, heavenly days, Mr. Wilcox. Don't look so worried. It'll turn out all right, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm not worried about him. What's got me perturbed is we've been talking for 3 minutes, and I haven't been able to work the dialogue around to the product.
Ah, yes, the product. Well, you could have threw in something about your cousin finding a new glow at the end of a pistol and go on from there.
No, but it isn't about glow coat this week. It's about Johnson's face wax.
Well, why do you always have to be so subtle and tricky with these things, Mr. Wilcox? Let's have it bang, bang, flat-footed right off the cuff.
See, I never thought of that. Folks, try Johnson's face wax. It's a wonderful way to protect and beautify wood floors, linoleum, furniture, woodwork, and all wood surfaces, whether light or dark. Use it to touch up wax floors where the wear is heaviest. Johnson's face wax is long-wearing and makes dusting a once-over likely sort of task. You mean like that, Molly?
Quite sure.
Why, sure, Lexi. You don't have to be so dad-ratted ingenious all the time. Every once in a while, you got to get people's mind off of your technique and onto what you're selling. Hey, we got to find a bowling partner.
Yeah, I'll try to think of somebody. Hey, look, how about Billy Mills?
Wonderful idea.
Hand me the phone.
No good.
Why not?
He threw his shoulder out of joint yesterday.
Oh.
He did? How?
Well, you know Billy, nearsighted and too proud to wear glasses.
Yeah?
Picked up a piano and tried to play it like an accordion. But keep trying, pal. I'll see you at the alleys at 8.
Having 8?
Having 8.
God, seriously? Somebody's doing that?
Well, he was a big help. Looks like everybody in town is either laid up or busy.
Looks like.
Gone of all the rotten luck. Reminds me of the time I got some batter in my eye when I was beating up a batch in the bakery.
Why, sweetheart, you never told me about working in a bakery.
I never told you about the time the batter splattered when I was beating batter for the bakery.
You never did.
No, maybe it's so awful.
Well, baby, stand well back. You see, the Bakersfield Bakery used big batches of batter for baking, and they like their batter beat with butter. Now, some of the batter beaters beat some awful bitter batter, but the batter I beat made better beaten batches, and baby, I beat batter by the barrel. We had about as beat up a bunch of bakers as ever balled up a bunch of batter, but the reason my batter baked better was because I beat my batter in a platter, which made a better batter, splattered the bladder, scattered the patter, sputtered... Come in, quick.
McGee, maybe he's a bowler.
My gosh, I never thought of him. Hey, old-timer, you ever bowl?
Did I ever bowl? Why, Johnny, I've spent more time at the upper end of an alley than all the policemen who ever seek to smoke on duty.
Well, I guess that solves your problem, dearie.
I guess it does at that. Hey, look, old-timer, we got a regular portion that goes bowling every week, and one of our guys had to bow out tonight. How about it? You want to fill in?
Nope.
You don't?
Why not?
Listen, kid. Did you know I was in the CBs during the war? Did you know that I spent 3 years, 4 months, 2 weeks, 5 days, 9 hours, and 32 minutes on the lonesomest island in the whole South Seas and nothing to do evenings but bowl on the beach with beer bottles and coconuts?
You mean no movies?
They said there's just one movie short subject, Johnny. Made us CBs so mad we bulldozed the projection booth into the lagoon.
Well, my goodness, what movie was it?
The title was Bowl Your Way to Health and Happiness. No, kids, no bowling for me. I'll play dominoes blindfolded, hide and go seek near a gravel pit, or tiddlywinks with the tiddlers wild, but no bowling. No, sir, enough is enough. Pablo once said to a stage manager, "Don't talk to me about toe dancings of art. I've had a ballet full of it." Sorry, Johnny. So long, daughter. Howdy, bud.
Well, I'm just as bad off as before. No fourth for bowling.
My gosh, it's 7:45. I gotta get going. Hey, what'll I do?
Well, you just run along, sweetheart. I'll get somebody to bowl with you.
Yeah, but my gosh, kiddo, we've tried all afternoon to think of
I
somebody.
really thought of somebody this time. Go on now, run along.
Yeah, but who did you...
Never mind. Just leave everything to me. I'll make a phone call and have a fourth bowler at the alleys within 20 minutes. Here's your hat.
Yeah, but...
Did I ever break a promise?
No,
All right, get going and don't worry. Goodbye.
Yeah, but... Goodbye.
Bless his exclusive little masculine heart. Hello, operator. Give me Toops' residence, please. Hello, Mrs. Toops. Molly McGee speaking. I won't be able to play bridge tonight, Clara. No, I'm going bowling with the boys.
The King's Men and Bella